Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round number 2 of the playoffs. It is now from Las Vegas to another track that's virtually operated by SMI, Kentucky Speedway. The Bluegrass State hosts round number 2 tonight. It's the Created by Christina 280 from the Whitesville, Kentucky Speedway. Again, it's our coverage presented by Swag and LSR TV. Good evening. I am Wesley Outland. Hope you've had a great start to your Monday. Joined alongside from Spokane, Washington is Greg Rentz. Greg, it's good to be back in Durham, North Carolina. And always running the boards in Texas, Wichita Falls, Mr. Charles Wooten. Round 2, playoffs. We saw a crazy race last week at Vegas. Very unpredictable. Do you think Kentucky will be the same?
I'm expecting more of the same here tonight, Wesley. We saw long green flag runs in Las Vegas before a wild caution finish at Las Vegas. I'm expecting more of the same here tonight. Same distance, 187 laps, another mile-and-a-half track. This one, a little bit different because, Wesley, the real boys that race on Sunday afternoons, they're not coming here again in 2021. So we're not going to see Cup cars in action at Kentucky next year. So the only way we're going to be able to do it for the foreseeable future is like this. As you take a look at the race information brought to you by Race on Texas, we're wrapping up our practice just about now. We got about a minute left in it before 2 laps of qualifying for tonight's 187 lap race. But this track, the only chance you're going to get to see new action with the Cup cars is right here on the sim for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun time for sure. 280 miles, 187 laps around the Kentucky Speedway. And the lights are on. It's going to be a fun time. Let's take a look at the sawblade.com weather conditions as we set the stage for the playoffs. It's weather conditions again. Partly cloudy skies. Pretty much about the same. 76 degrees ambient temperature, 2 mile per hour virtual wind speed. And the track temperature virtually is 79 degrees. That sounds about right. What do you think, Greg?
Yeah, that sounds perfect. Sounds like we got a lot of grip in the racetrack, and we're going to see some pretty high speeds here tonight, I believe, in qualifying, which is coming up momentarily.
So the stage is set when we return. Qualifying on the track for the Created by Christina 280 on LSR TV and CRN Sports, your home for sim racing. This is the ASBRA Pro Cup Series playoffs.
ETE Reman is the world's best remanufacturer of transmissions for import and domestic cars and trucks. Based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our customers are repair shops, auto parts stores, dealerships, and distributors. And with 6 nationwide warehouses, we're where and when you need us. So when you're looking for a transmission that is like new, only better, instill confidence and install ETE Reman.
Welcome back to Kentucky Speedway. Getting ready for qualifying for the drivers of the Created by Christina 280. Drivers on track now, getting ready to set times on the Speedway. Got quite a field of them. Look like it's over 28 again, Greg Rentz.
Yes, sir. Looking really good here for this qualifying session, which is underway. We've got cars on track for the first time. You're looking at Jake Elrod in car number 14 trying to go out and set the bar. Got the Georgia Bulldogs on board this week in that number 14, so we'll see how it goes for him beginning his first lap at speed now.
Always good to see what those drivers can do as right now they are on course, ready to go. See what laps they put down. There's Elrod, car number 14. Virtual times being showed. As right now looks like Brian Wirtz going to the top of the board of the 82 machine. And that might just got bumped. He might just got bumped. Let's see where Elrod will end up. Yeah, Elrod's going to end up around 8th.
He'll end up 7th in the number 14.
Wow, how about Flumen to the pole?
Yeah, number 22, top of the charts by just it's a tie, actually, Wesley. I'm looking at it now. 29.393 for both Flumen and Wirtz. So there's a lot of speed in both those cars. We'll see if Flumen can pick it up. Yes, he can, and he will break the tie at a 29.355. But just like that, Ed Jurgen goes to the top of the boards at a 29.305.
Wow, looking at these drivers as they work their way around the speedway and qualifying. Blumen really impressed me. He's going to drop down on the scoring pylon now to about third. But man, oh man, what a lap he put down. And we're going to see now what William Jurgen can do in the 92. He's got a pretty good lap as well. Pretty decent.
Yeah, 29.305 for Ed Jurgen, top of the board right now.
Yes.
In that number 92 of 25 drivers that have taken time thus far. We still have some heavy hitters that have yet to even hit the racetrack yet for qualifying.
Here comes Scott Wise, car number 31. Right now, currently 19th. First lap was a 29.383. Kind of see what he can do on his best lap here. By the way, he dropped down below the apron there, and I think it hurt him, and I think he realized that, Greg. He's not going to try to contest it, put a second lap down.
And we have a new driver on top. You have a new driver on top of the board. Ryan Nicoletta in car number 59 to the top of the board of the 29.279. First driver to make it down into the twos in qualifying here today. Then it's Jurgen, Matt Lovett, Jordan Berry, and Andrew Moore Jr., the top fives right now.
But by the way, the points reset, and after race number 1, Matt Lovett is leading the standings. He's leading by 4 points to Alec Coates. Hank Caston is third, 7 points back. 8 points back is Michael Woolley. Matt Cherry is fifth, 11 points back. 14 points back is Casey Gilchrist. 17 back, Casey Knight, and 23 back, Brian Wirtz. 24, 25 back is Mayu and Brandon Frontapple. 31 and 35 back is Fluman and Fitchner. Those are your top 12 in the first round of the playoffs now for round 2 at Kentucky after race 1 at Vegas last week. So honestly, Greg, if you think about it, 35 points is not much. Everybody still in the top 12 has a shot, and we know Coates is moving on to the round of 8.
And all it takes is a win here at Kentucky tonight, and you are on your way to the round of 8. Trent Barnes off of turn number 4 going to become the 30th car to set a time. 31st is another one made it in. Barnes goes to 10th at a 29.370, while still chasing Nicoletta in the number 59. So Barnes into the top 10. 31 drivers have taken time, Wesley. By my count, looking at about 34 going to be set to take the green flag. Trent Barnes on track now. Dalton Tucker in the number 2 on track now, and what a heartbreak he had last week in Las Vegas, Wesley. So he's looking for some redemption in the number 2, trying to get a qualifying speed here. He's going to be the 32nd car to take time, only going to get 1 lap, it looks like, as his first lap does not count, and he goes to the top at a 29.244. Second straight pole for Dalton Tucker, right at the buzzer.
What a job there for that driver. Again, Mr. Tucker, we talked about him. And can we say as well, Greg, he wants redemption after last week. I mean, he literally was the cream of the crop, the pick of the litter, as Charles always loves to hear me say, meow, to win the race. And then all of a sudden, SDK, Charles, and all of a sudden, he comes out of nowhere, and he is able to get the Thunder Series championship, moves into the Pro Series, had a dominant car in the Baby Ruth machine at Vegas last week, was the odds-on favorite to win, and got crashed out, Greg. No other way to describe it. Took his chances out of winning the race.
Yeah, it was just a heartbreaker for Dalton Tucker in his debut here in the Ezra Pro Series. So he's looking for some redemption here tonight. Here at Kentucky as they get set. The cars are gridding up, Wesley, and it looks very, very strong here tonight. Let's take him through the starting lineup.
Starting lineup presented by ComServe Wireless. Dalton Tucker on the pole in the number 2 to the outside. Ryan Nicoletta in the 59, row 1. Row number 2 is going to find Joshua Saucy in the 0-1 to his outside. What a run for him. Edward Jurgen, he'll start 4th in the 92 car.
You're going to want to keep your eyes on the number 41 of Matt Lovett, regular season champion, batted .500, winning 5 of 10 regular season races. Jordan Berry will start alongside him in car number 53. You're going to find Andrew Moore Jr. in the number 77 with playoff driver Casey Gilchrist to his outside in 8th.
Your top 10 starting in row 5, Cody Coxon, 54. Jake Fluman, good qualifying run for him. He's in the top 10 of the 22. Row number 6 in the top 12, Hank Caston, 36 is Charlotte winner. Trent Barnes in the 1 machine. He'll start 12th.
In 13th, you're going to find Casey Knighton in car number 84 with Scott Wise to his outside with an RCR vibe on board the number 31. Always a lot of speed in the number 87 of Anthony Thitchner. He's going to start 15th tonight with Justin Johnson alongside him in 16th.
Moving on to row number 9, it's going to be Brian Wirtz in the 82 machine. To his outside, Matt Cherry, the Talladega winner in 48. The field begins to roll, and now your top 20. It's going to be the driver in the number 10 machine. He has, I think he picked up a win last week. Coates, he's in the show to the next round, along with the 02. There's going to be row number 10, your top 20.
Matt Jorgensen going to roll off 21st in the U.S. Air Force colors on board the Camaro this week with Casey Clark Jr. to his outside in car number 39. Stephen Evasius, always a lot of race speed in the number 12. The Kevin Harvick tribute with Jake Elrod in 20.
Moving on to the next row, along with Jake Elrod, then it's going to be Cullen Johnson in the 25th position, the 69. Evan Keys in the 46. That's row number 13. Row number 14 will find the 57 of Joshua Johnson. To his outside, Jason Hand in the 88. In the top 30, Art Maline in the 15. Michael Woolley in the 13. He comes so close to being a dark horse to win last week. He'll start 30th.
There's 3 more drivers left in the field. Sean Laudison in the 24, Mark Harris the 21, and rounding out the field tonight will be the number 35 of Jim Westerfield. Wesley.
Officials for this race include Kyle Ramsey, Ryan Dipple, and Jason Wiley. 33 charter members of the Fraternal Virtual Order Go Fest ready to giddy up in the bluegrass state of Kentucky. Race 2 of the playoffs for Ezra. The pro drivers work their way to the Tri-Oval. Into turn number 4, we are looking for the green flag as they come to the box. Ladies and gentlemen, the virtual race is underway. We're kicking the asphalt, virtual Kentucky style. Working under 2 laps complete now. The race is underway here at Kentucky, and quickly on the jump, Greg, Dalton Tucker pick it up where he left off from last week in Vegas. Cashing in here in Kentucky. He leads the way. Ryan Nicoletta in the number 2 spot. Joshua Saucy, he's saucy in 3rd. Edward Jurgen, Matt Lovett, your top 5 of the opening 3 laps.
Dalton Tucker looking for redemption. That's about the only way you can describe it, Wesley. Looking for a jackpot in Vegas and wound up going bankrupt late in the race, looking for some redemption and dinner with the Colonel tonight here in Kentucky. He's led the first 3 laps that have been put on the board, trying to get lap number 4 tonight. Josh Saucy right behind him in the number 81 debut in the Pro Series for Saucy, doing a nice job in the number 81 Target Chevrolet. He rides in 2nd early.
He said he's saucy. He's doing good right there, sitting in that spot. 2nd position, Tucker, Lovett. Remember that man we mentioned? What a opportunity to continue that momentum. Matt Lovett from Bristol, Tennessee. He sits in that number 3 position. Nicoletta falling back to 4th, followed by Jurgen. And that's your top 5. As here they come out of turn number 4. Back through the dog leg, if you will, or the tri-oval here at Charlotte.
Caution.
And we have a yellow flag here in Kentucky. And the yellow flag coming out. And we're kind of talking about the dog leg like at Charlotte and Atlanta and Texas. But this is the same people that make Charlotte and Atlanta and Texas make Kentucky. But this is kind of very unique racetrack, would you say it? I mean, they have like a mini dog leg. Would you call it that, Greg, maybe?
Yeah.
A tri-oval, mini dog leg?
And different bankings in the corners as well. This is a very unique racetrack. Hearing the caution may be the 35 at the tail end of the field. No, they're already checking up there. So we're still looking for the cause of the caution here early in this one.
By the way, our starting lineup is presented by ComServe Wireless. ComServe Wireless has 27 locations to serve you everywhere from Pennsylvania, Virginia, and in Maryland. They authorize in Fios and Verizon 5G wireless. Again, if you're interested in more information, go to ComServeWireless.com. Whether you want to have details, information on stores, careers, or finding out about the great products that they have as well. Pitting early, Greg, what do you think?
Risky, but I think some of our drivers in the back saying, hey, nothing to lose. You see Laudison starting near the back. The 35 started at the back as well. He's down in the way. Maybe just getting some fuel, Wesley. Just topping off a little bit there on fuel. Just make sure they're good to go for quite a bit.
Well,
Couple fast cars right there in Wirtz and Cherry, but I think these guys, at least some of them, they were just topping off on some fuel and getting going just to get ready for a long run, perhaps.
We'll see what they can do here. Again, by the way, I want to thank Created by Christina for the second race in a row sponsoring this event, as we have now Brian Wirtz working off the pit lane of the number 82 machine. You know, Brian made the playoffs, Greg, but since then, it seems the last couple of weeks he struggled. By the way, we have a swag replay. I think we found out what happened, why the first yellow flag came out.
Go back a little bit.
We're going to go back in time. Here it is.
And it may involve the 82 of Wirtz and the 48 of Cherry.
Well, there you go.
Take a look. Watching the swag replay.
Well, they're 3 wide here.
The Cherry's on the outside right there. Down into turn number 3. That's Johnson inside.
Oh, that's it.
They get together. Yeah, right there.
That's it, man. And again, they never spun out, but just that little wiggle, if you will, Greg, makes them trigger a caution because they think that the car is going to lose control.
Yeah, just enough of a slide that they were through the cautions. It wasn't admin caution. It was not an iRacing caution. It was an admin caution. Race director Kyle Ramsey did throw the caution in that one. So can't fault him for it because you see that car is sliding. You think he's going around, but amazingly, he was able to make the save, and the caution may have saved him, though, because now he's able to get any damage he may have incurred fixed on the number 82, and he'll be rolling again.
So with that being said, we will stay with you on the air here. We're going to recap some of the shenanigans that went on at Vegas, and what a crazy race that was last weekend. We saw Coates come out of nowhere and pick up the win. And honestly, Greg, we weren't expecting 10 to win. He was a wild card. We never expected the 10 of Coates to pick up the victory. Never.
No, he only led one lap in Las Vegas, but it was the last one. So that was a big win for Coates to not only get that breakthrough first win of the season, but to lock himself into the playoffs as well in the round of 8. That was a big one there for Alec Coates. He spoke very highly of that in his interview last week, saying, you know, hey, that's it. We're on to the playoffs here in this number 10 car. So it's on to the round of 8. Big one there for Coates. We'll see, though, if Dalton Tucker, who had the dominant car that week, if he can have anything for the boys again this week in Kentucky.
It just shows you what a win can do, though. You look at what Alec Coates did. He picked up the win. He went from being like the number 10 or 11 seed up to second, 4 points back. And obviously the man that is continuing to have a phenomenal season. He didn't win last week, but he's still leading by virtue of points, Greg. And that's the man out of Bristol, Tennessee in Mr. Matt Lovett.
Matt Lovett has had a phenomenal season. 5 wins in the 10 regular season races.
Yep.
A 500 batting average for him. Came up a little bit short in Vegas this past week, and no doubt is still going to be the championship favorite, though. Up in 3rd place right now, having a great run to start things off. Very much looking forward to seeing what he's got here in this one in Kentucky. But a long, long way to go still.
So the lights are off for the pace car. We'll get ready to come back for the restart. So let's set the stage for you right now as we'll get ready to come back with 7 laps completed. Out in front, it is going to be the driver of Mr. Dalton Tucker. 8 laps will be complete when they come to the scoring loop. Dalton Tucker leads, Joshua Saucy in second, Matt Lovett third, Ryan Nicoletta, Edward Jurgen, Andrew Moore, Jordan Berry, Casey Gilchrist, Cody Cox, Jake Fluman, Trent Barnes, top 10. Back to the Geico restart zone. Green goes back in the air. We're back at it again. Dalton Tucker on the inside, pulling away from the field again. Shades of Vegas all over in turn 1.
Nice job by Dalton Tucker in the number 2 to pull away here in this one, trying to get some distance between himself and the field. Saucy in second with Lovett right there in third. Nicoletta, who had a great qualifying effort in the 59, rides fourth. Andrew Moore has gotten passed by Edward Jurgen for fifth, so Jurgen going to round out the top 5 as they cross the stripe.
Another lap on the board here as again we are still underway in the opening laps of this event. 280 miles for the created by Christina 280. 280 miles on a 1.5 mile track, which will be the distance of 187 laps. To be honest with you, Greg, about the same thing of last week at Vegas, except the track is completely configured differently here at Kentucky.
Same distance and everything, but just a little bit of a different configuration here at Kentucky. A very unique one, too. Can't think of one that has these different bankings in the corners. We're going to see what happens here with the battle for the lead. As Saucy to the inside here of Tucker. Saucy with a nose in front is number 81, making his debut in the Pro Series here tonight, trying to clear Dalton Tucker, but Tucker able to fight back on the outside, not going anywhere just yet as they come through 3 and 4. Clears Saucy to the lead.
Saucy,
the crossover, though.
But here comes a return favor on the bottom by the 2 below the yellow line. It's Tucker, dead heat at the line, too close to call. Holy cow, I want to say that was almost 1/11 thousandths of a second.
Just 6 1/1000ths of a second at the line. Tucker led the lap and was able to get around Saucy in the 81. He's going to try it again in turn number 3 this time. Going to try that same move that Tucker was able to pull right there. Able to clear. Tucker continues to have led every single lap thus far. Saucy right on his bumper, though, not letting him get away. Meanwhile, Matt Lovett kind of riding back, letting it all come to him in the early stages here in third. Got Nicoletta and Jurgen bringing up the tail behind him, and then the rest of the field works their way through.
Man, what a job they're putting on right now as we watch them again into turn number 3. Look at Tucker, Saucy, Lovett, Nicoletta, and Jurgen. Greg, I'm so impressed with Edward Jurgen. I don't want to jinx him. Please don't let me give him the announcer jinx. But he's doing so good in the top 5 right now in that 92 car. Normally he struggles. Normally he's in the back. He likes Texas. He likes Kentucky.
Has a lot of speed in the number 92 car tonight. Started 4th, still riding in the top 5. Great job for him. Biggest move of the race right now, Wesley, is Michael Woolley in the number 13, but he's in trouble right now. He was plus 10 positions. He has now fallen back to 22nd position. Gives a little bit of a shot to Evan Keese there in the number 46. But Woolley in the number 13, the biggest move of the race so far, now plus 8. He was as high as plus 10 a couple laps ago.
A nice little battle brewing. A killer hornet's nest, if you will, to the back straightaway into the corner. Led behind them. And look who's in that mix, that number 10 car. Alec Coates trying to stick it 3 wide, 4 wide. We had a little, glitch there for a second. The man disappeared on us. He's trying to ghost the field. Then he pops back up in there like Casper. He says, booyah. He'll clear him. He'll get behind that 36 Machina Casted, and that battle goes onto the back straightaway now into 3.
Still trying to roll here in this one. The thing's settling down out there right now. Caston leading this group in 12th position. Ooh, yep. Justin Johnson getting close to the wall, and he's in trouble. Fighting, and he's going around right in front of the field. And that's going to put us under caution for the second time tonight. Looked like everybody got through relatively unscathed after the 44 of Johnston went for a ride to the tri-oval. We'll take a look at the swag replay.
So caution coming out for that number 44 of Justin Johnson. Second caution of the race. Let's go back to Greg for more details on the yellow.
Watch, he's going to get up, close up against the wall, scrape the wall right there, right in front of Casey Clark Jr. in the 39, and everybody scrambles to get around. Great job by Clark to check up, and everybody get through that, and a nice job also by Johnson to just do a nice little 360 and get it going again there in the grass. But wow, that could have been a lot worse than it was.
One more take at it. Extended swag replay. By the way, thanks to Swag, eWraps and Graphics, located in Seaford, Virginia, for our replay. Watch this. Johnson, nowhere to go. And you notice he's got Pure Gear tank lines on the car sponsorship, and that makes me think of Stacy Pure Gear, one of the greats of late model stock racing, as we prepare for the Myrtle Beach, South Carolina 400 at Florence Motor Speedway this weekend. Pure Gear Tank Lines was also a big sponsor on the 08 of Mr. Deke McCaskill from Raleigh, North Carolina. And Greg, as we also see pit stops come on, look at this, Tucker, Dyke, bake it, come to the pits.
Did that on the last one too. I watched him. That's the second time he's done that into number 2. He's got to be careful though, because he's almost gotten the commitment a couple times, so he's got to be careful with that and make sure that he's in a good spot. Otherwise, that might be trouble for him. And what is the call,
Greg? If you jump the cone, or if you commit before you get to the cone, you're okay. But if you commit after you pass the cone and you psych, that's a penalty, right? Or do you have to come to the pits?
I believe it's a pass-through penalty. A pass-through penalty. Might be wrong on that. We do have a bunch of takers on pit road. Several drivers choosing to come down pit road and get some service done to their cars. They are rolling out now, but we did have some drivers that were near the back of the field come down pit road. Just make sure everything was good, everything's working on them, and they'll be ready to go here in this restart.
And we have a yellow flag again for the second time here at Kentucky Speedway. Quick break. Let's take a look at that saw blade. Top 5 under yellow. The leader, psych, Dalton Tucker. He's out in front. Dawsey in second. Love it. Nicoletta, Gilchrist, top 5. More from Kentucky, the Ezra Pro Playoffs when we return.
Hey, it's Wesley Outland of CRN Sports, one of the co-founders. I'm also one of the announcers on Live Sim Racing, LSR TV. We've recently partnered with LiveSimRacing.com to become the official radio partner of all of the esports events. What is CRN? Well, first off, we're going to be covering esports like it's never been done before with our MRN, PRN type radio atmosphere like you experience with NASCAR. In addition to that, we will cover the Northwest Trucking Cup Series, the Northwest Tour, and of course special events and sanctions like Swag, and special events like 6 Hours at Daytona, and so much more. It's very simple to check out the racing action, whether on LSR TV, on Facebook and YouTube, or by listening. And that's how I want to help you real quickly. Go up simply to the website, wearecrn.com, wearecrn.com, click play, and you are set. It's that simple. We're excited to be the voice of Live Sim Racing. We are CRN. Follow us at crn.com.
Getting ready for the restart here at Kentucky. Lights are off on the pace car. Come back to green next time by. Yeah. Lights off on the pace car. Getting ready for this restart again, as we talked about, Tucker alongside with Nicoletti. Hey, a big race coming up in December. You want to be a part of it, along with the Power Eye Midget Series. LSR TV and CRN Sports presents the inaugural Power Eye iRacing Midget Nationals, the E-Nationals. Spots are filling up fast. Go to lsrtv.com for more information, livesimracingtv.com to get signed up. And if you're interested in being a contingency or private partner sponsor, please contact them as well. Plenty of packages are available for the broadcasts or to help out with heat race awards, contingencies, race sponsorships, you name it. Greg, it's going to be a big one. I've got other obligations that weekend, but I know you're one of the broadcast crew members. It should be a humdinger coming up in December.
Looking forward to that one, Wesley. That's coming up in December. I'll be on night number 1 of that one, but we are back under green here tonight, and it's Dalton Tucker, Saucy, love it, and Nicoletti, your top 5. How about Casey Gilchrist in the 26? He was up there in contention for the win once it was all said and done last week in Las Vegas. He had a shot at pulling out the victory. Came up a little bit short, but he had a nice run in Vegas last week. Looking to do the same thing here tonight.
What a run. As here they come. Hey, by the way, I just got a text from my boss, Bob Dillner. Greg, guess who is in the Snowball Derby coming up in December?
Ooh, I saw this.
NASCAR Cup Series champion and a 2-time Snowball Derby winner from Dawsonville, Chase Elliott. And I believe, Greg, and I said this on the Bull Ring this morning, I believe there's going to be more Cup Truck Xfinity drivers to take advantage of this opportunity to go after $50,000 and the Tom Dawson Trophy.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. I got some friends going to the Snowball Derby, so I'm going to ask him, hey, grab me a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, something from there. Grab me something because I want to get that. Yeah, please do. I want something from that one.
Of course, as always, on Sunday night, we have the iRacing Northwest Tour presented by Joe's Racing Products. Now, that's virtual every Sunday night on LSR TV and CRN with the best Super Late Model drivers of the Northwest. Now, I have the privilege in a few weeks to be one of the Joe's Racing Products reality pit reporters. So, yes, I will try to grab you a canned koozie or an autograph or maybe a selfie, maybe a video message to you from Chase Elliott. That might be something pretty cool.
Hey, something. Yeah. I just want some kind of memory from the Snowball Derby. I cannot wait to see it here on.
You got to get your butt down to Pensacola one day. Seriously.
I'm going to try, but we've got our own Snowball Derby that night on LSR TV.
And hopefully I can
Snowball
make it.
Derby.
Hopefully I can make it. I've already put in the request to please don't let me be on broadcast teardown past like 9 o'clock. So, yeah.
Hey, that'd be a good idea. Put the word in your boss's ear there, Wesley. We got battle for the lead here. Dalton Tucker, Josh Saucy, and Matt Lovett. 3-car battle for the lead. They've broken away from Gilchrist. Lovett to the inside of Saucy for the race lead.
The Speed 51 Power Eye Midget E Invitational. That sounds pretty good. I'll have to text Bob about that. I'm doing it right now as we speak.
Like where this is going. Dalton Tucker leading the way. Here comes Matt Lovett to the inside of Joshua Saucy, who's making his debut here tonight. Gilchrist hanging back there. Trent Barnes. Let's talk about Trent Barnes in the number 1. He was another driver, Wesley, who had a great run last week in that number 1 car, the Barnes paving entry. Had a great run going, was up there in the mix, got as high as first, led a couple laps. Unfortunately, he got caught up in an incident late in the race, which knocked him out. But he was another one of those Thunder Series drivers who made the step up earlier this season. Here he is running in the pros once again.
Yeah, and what a way to turn things around for him right now. You see what he's doing as he works his way back around the front straightaway, and still that one car. He had a really good run at Vegas last Monday until got caught up in that late race caution. A lot of contenders got caught up in that late race caution. Hey, by the way, I think we mentioned it one time. We'll mention it again. This is round 2 of the round of 12 for the playoffs with the Ezra Pro Series, Pro and Thunder Series together. This is the Elite Sim Racing Association on LSR TV. You're watching it. You're listening on WeAreCRN.com. Greg Wentz, Wesley Outland, Charles Wooten on production. If you're watching the broadcast, for those that are listening on radio, we'll give you a description. On the scoring ticker, there is green and blue bars. The green bar is for Alec Coates in the number 10, who won the race, the driver out of Portage, Michigan, last week. He is in the show from winning at Vegas. For everyone else in blue, Greg, they are outside the cutoff with a blue bar, but if they win a race, they get a green bar. So they're the drivers that are in the round of 12, but they're not officially yet in the round of 8. Now, if they had no bars on there, no blue, no green, they're out of the playoffs. They're just out there racing.
They're just trying to go out there and get some momentum built up for next year in the Ezra Pro Series. Remember, this is the first year under the Ezra banner, and that happened mid-season.
That's right.
As the series competed under another name, so they're getting ready for next year's Pro Series here with the Ezra Pro. By the way, look who's up to 4th, going for 3rd. Michael Woolley started 30th, Wesley. Here he is trying to break onto the podium on only lap number 34.
What a run going for him. As we'll see these drivers working their way. Look at Woolley trying to get some redemption, if you will. The driver of that number 13 machine. Michael Woolley at one time or another last week had a shot to win the Dark Horse Racing entry. The 40-year-old in his 9th season in the pros out of Eddington, Illinois for NVIDIA. Michael Woolley. And we still got a long way to go here. Hey, by the way, don't forget, coming up tonight, it is the last race of the round of 12, Charlotte Motor Speedway. Now, Greg, we had one heck of a show to close out the round of 12 for the trucks. Dan West Jr. prevailed again. But with that being said, some upsets. Some drivers like Stabnow, Dan Lowther, and others eliminated for the trucks as they'll begin the round of 8 this Thursday night at Iowa. But there is the Cup Series final race in the round of 12. We'll decide who the round of 8 will be later tonight. Justin Prince, my partner alongside right now, Greg Wentz on the call in the tower. I'll be on the pit lane. Charles Wooten, the production chair, 11:15 Eastern, 10:15 LSR TV time. It's coming up later tonight. It should be a good one from Charlotte.
Looking forward to it, but we got a new race leader up front. Michael Woolley leads at Kentucky in the number 13, able to get around the field. He must have fresher tires than these guys here, Wesley. We'll have to see if we can pull up. Yes, we do have confirmation. He is on fresher tires, so he has used up one set of tires. There you see how many laps are on the number 13 compared to the rest of the field who has yet to come down pit road. By the way, 5 sets of tires for these drivers on pit road, plus the 4 they started on, so 6 sets of tires total available. Woolley has already used one. These guys who he just passed, they have not yet come to pit road, so that's why Woolley is so much faster than him, and he's bringing some faster cars with him as well, as the likes of Wirtz, Caston, Johnson, and company, they're trying to come up through the field as well.
And Woolley still showing his momentum along with Joshua Saucy in that number 2 position. Saucy in the number 81. One of those drivers, I believe, came up from the Thunder Series. And he is showing his opportunity of his talents, along with Dalton Tucker. Dalton Tucker, again, was the Thunder Series champion. He will now move into the Pro Series full-time next year. And running in the playoffs, Matt Lovett, the man that is by the dominator, Greg. I mean, let's just say he was batting 500, 5 out of 10 races for the opening season. He won 5 out of those 10 races. He currently still leads the points by 4 over Alec Coates, who won at Vegas last Monday night. But still, Matt Lovett is the number 1 seed.
I love it. Has had such a strong regular season that he was able to hold on to the number 1 seed despite not getting the win in Vegas last week. Here he is in fourth right now, trying to track down Tucker and Saucy, a couple Pro Series drivers, as one car getting a huge run on the outside. Here is Jason Hand, who's 2 laps down in the number 88, but he's got fresh tires on as well. He's just trying to get one of these laps back under green. Art Moline has gone a lap down. He's on pit road in the number 15, and looks like he might be done for the night, as I'm seeing no progress on the number 15 car right now. Saucy still in second, Tucker and Lovett there as well, but he's got Jason Hand behind him. Does Tucker and Saucy. Hand 2 laps down, trying to get himself back at least one.
And you see now Tucker right there in third behind Lovett. This battle continues back into turn number 1 and 2. We're about to put around 50 laps on the board here coming up. We are right now approaching lap number 41 completed on lap 42. Still a long way to go though, Greg. Like seriously, this is 280 miles, 187 laps. It's going to be around 146, 150, under 150 laps to go. Still a lot of racing remaining here at Kentucky.
Yeah, a lot of time still to go, and Michael Woolley just trying to click him away and get as many as he can right now. We do officially have our first driver out of the race. It is Art Moline in the number 15, is going to unfortunately take a DNF here tonight. So Moline not able to finish the race out. Jason Hand now the lone car running on the racetrack, not on the lead lap. 31 cars still on the lead lap. That is a very impressive stat right now here, Wesley, as we are 43 laps into this one. 31 cars still on the lead lap of the 33 that took the green flag.
And by the way, we'll still have another 40 some odd laps before we even go halfway into this race. Lap number 94 will be the halfway mark. 187 laps, 94, then 93 remaining for the second half. Let's give you your top 10 right now. Up 29 positions at the start of this race is your leader, Michael Woolley from Eddington, Illinois, the land of Lincoln, out in front. Joshua Saucy in second, up 1 spot. He started third. He's in second. Back by 2, Dalton Tucker. He started on the pole. He is started and fell back 2 spots to third. Up 1 spot, started 5th is Matt Lovett in 4th. Up 12 positions, Brian Wirtz in 5th in the 82. Up 10, Justin Johnson in 6th. Up 8, Anthony Thitchner. Good to see him back in the 87. He's 7th. Up 4 spots to one of Trent Barnes in 8th. -1 back is the driver, now -2. Up 10 is Alec Coates, the Vegas winner, in 9th. And Casey Gilchrist now -2 back from the start in 26. He is currently your top 10, Greg. Some of the positive and negatives of the bunch.
That's your current top 10 rundown. In 11th, we find Hank Caston, the Charlotte winner, with the number 26 of Gilchrist right behind him, trying to get back into 10th. So Caston has passed Gilchrist for 10th as we talk about it. Cody Cox right behind them. Then Andrew Moore. Stephen Evasius in the number 12 is climbing through the field very quickly here, Wesley. Other than race leader Michael Woolley, who's up 29 spots, Stephen Evasius is now plus 10 on the night. So he is also very quickly climbing through the field in the number 12. Keep your eyes on him. You find Andrew Moore, Matt Cherry in the 48 after being caught up in that first caution. He has climbed back up into the top 15. Scott Wise, Jordan Berry, Jake Fluman, Josh Mayu had such a strong run at Richmond 2 weeks ago. Still looking for some redemption in that one. And then Evan Keese, your top 20, as the field continues to snake their way around. Michael Woolley, those tires are gone because we have a new race leader off of turn number 2. Where in the world did this run by Joshua Saucy come from? He's still on those original tires from the start of the race. He just took the lead away from Michael Woolley.
Do a little tap dance. We got Saucy to the lead. Joshua Saucy now in the 81 machine. Came out of nowhere like taking candy away from a baby without even hearing it cry to the number 1 spot. Saucy. Tucker falling now to 2nd. Matt Lovett to 3rd. Michael Woolley falling way back now to 5th. He is trailing back.
We were going through the field. Something must have happened to the number 13 of Michael Woolley, because that thing is falling like a rock now in the number 13. We're going to have to go through and see if we can't figure out what in the world has happened to the number 13 of Michael Woolley just 5 laps ago was the fastest car on the racetrack, and all of a sudden, he is now in danger of falling out of the top 5.
Fading backwards is that driver there in the number 13. Now he's back to 4th. He's got Matt Lovett, Justin Johnson behind him as they work their way back down the back straightaway. There's that 44 machine. He brought out a caution earlier. We're going to try to go 3 wide. Possibly. Couldn't do it. Through the straightaway. About to put 50 laps on the board here. Matt Lovett. Still the man out in that position at number 4. The number 1 seed right now. Riding on the back. A little bit of damage on his car. We're right on board with... riding on board with the driver of hand, that 88 machine. He's way in the back.
Trying to make it work. Brian Wirtz, by the way,
Pittsner
up
on
to
pit road,
third.
guys. We got pit stops.
All right, this is probably our first batch of green flag pit stops. Ditchner had not been on pit road yet, so this is going to be his first chance to pit into number 87. That opens the door, Wesley. When will we see the likes of Saucy, Tucker, Lovett and company who have yet to come down pit road here in this one? I think we got our question answered about Saucy because he's making the left on the pit road now.
Blumen on pit lane, so is Stitchner. Edward Jurgen on the pit lane, so is Sean Lottison. Trent Barnes, Matt Cherry, Matt Lovett. All on the pit lane for work, and this is going to give the lead back to Dalton Tucker in the 2.
Tucker back to the lead after a dominating performance last week in Las Vegas, but did not get the win that he wanted. Matt Lovett on pit road now in the number 41 as well.
Here comes Tucker down
Tucker,
to the pit lane. Yep.
Got the Barnes Paving Camaro wound up and coming down pit road. Green flag pit stops are underway. This gives the lead to Brian Wirtz in the number 82 with Michael Woolley now in 2nd place. Justin Johnson, who brought out the second caution of the day, up there in 3rd now in the number 44. Caston and Cox rounding out the top 5.
And there is now the 44 of Justin Johnson, who brought out the second caution. And the Pure Year Tank Lines entry has now moved up to the 3rd position. So just over 50 laps in, and we have a cycle of green flag pit stops underway happening. Hank Caston, the Charlotte winner, on the pit lane. So is Scott Wise in 31. 77 of Andrew Moore Jr. and Jordan Berry in 53, all on the pit lane. Falling back on the scoring pylon. And this one I'll give the lead to Brian Wirtz in the 82. Michael Woolley is back to 2nd, but I don't think they've pitted yet, Greg.
I believe so. They're right now just trying to click laps away. They have made 1 pit stop in that group. At least Woolley has. I think the rest of them have. So they are able to go quite a bit of time now on a set of tires. They have 4 left on pit road in these camps right now. So we'll see which point do they get on pit road. Josh Mayu having a problem in the 0-2. He is way off the pace.
Brian Wirtz. Yep.
Mayu getting himself back up to speed, though. Something went wrong with Mayu as he had to really check up and allow the 2 of Tucker to go around. 12 cars on the lead lap now as we work our way through this pit cycle. Ryan Nicoletta just now coming off pit road in the number 59, qualified 2nd, so he will be back up to speed in the number 59. As there you see Mayu again, really slow through 3 and 4. These tires really starting to be worn out on this 02 car.
And, you know, for the last couple of weeks since the beginning of the playoffs, we've noticed Josh Mayu really struggle in that 0-2 car.
But that goes back to that heartbreak, absolute heartbreak of what happened at Richmond for him in the number 02. Looked like he had the race won, Wesley, and then a late race caution while he was on pit road, mired him back in traffic, had some issues on the restart, and since then it was just he was not able to get back up there. Almost did, got up pretty close, but just could not seal the deal. Wound up second, said that one was going to sting, and then just did not have the bounce back he needed at Vegas after that one.
Working lap 58 complete. We're on lap 59. Down into turn number 3. There you see again, Josh Mayu really off the pace in that 0-2. As again, they work their way off the corner. Back to the start-finish line. There's that 35 machine of Jim Westerfield. We're seeing him right now currently up 27 positions. He's in 6th spot. And the biggest mover of the race right now, up 28 positions again. Eddington, Illinois, Michael Woolley in the 13. He is right now in the 2nd spot. But I think of drivers like Brian Wirtz, Michael Woolley, Justin Johnson, Cody Cox, Jim Westerfield, Sean Lottison, Josh Mayu, Mark Harris, Matt Jorgensen, Jake Elrod. They have not pitted. Josh Mayu is on the pit lane in the 0-2. So 9 cars left to pit in a cycle of green flag pit stops, Greg.
And Mayu was at a point in the 0-2 where he needed to come to pit road. He needed 4 fresh tires. I was watching him the last few laps. There was just no speed left in the 0-2. He needed those tires. He's getting them now. So I'm going to watch for Mayu to get some runs in here and get some speed, because I think he burned off everything that was there on the 0-2 as he's down and away. Back rolling here in the 0-2. But man, oh man, that was getting scary there for a moment with Mayu.
Gotta wonder if possibly he might be also made an adjustment on that car to look like maybe it was starting to tighten up, or even be, for that matter, really loose for him. They had to tighten it up a little bit, a little track bar wedge adjustment maybe. But there's the 24 of Sean Lottison. He's up 25 spots right now, outside the top 5 and 6th position. He's already pitted, so we're still waiting on 5 cars to come to the pit lane. Brian Wirtz, Michael Woolley, Justin Johnson, Cody Cox, and Jim Westerfield.
Watching lap times, I believe that the 24 and the 21 have also yet to come to pit road. Lottison and Harris, they're still out there chugging along right now, so no signs of either of them coming to pit road. But I'm watching the lap times. Looks like they have not
Here comes
yet
Westerfield.
come to pit road either. Is Jim Westerfield coming down pit road? No.
Actually, apologies. That's Cody Cox. Cody Cox on the pit lane.
In the 54.
Yep. Cody Cox on the pit lane there. Understanding the top 8 cars from Brian Wirtz, Michael Woolley, Justin Johnson, Jim Westerfield, Sean Lottison, Mark Harris, Matt Jorgensen, and Jake Elrod have not pitted. They're on almost about a 45-lap green flag run on tires, Greg.
They're just trying to click laps away and get as many as they can before they have to come to pit road. Remember, they pitted under, I believe, that second caution that came out around lap 20 or so in this race, so that's about as long as they have had on this set of tires. Brian Wirtz, Michael Woolley and company back here, and they got to be careful though, because these guys on fresh tires are already beginning to unlap themselves. Dalton Tucker, Josh Saucy, Matt Lovett have all unlapped themselves. The next one to do it is going to be right now Anthony Thitchner with a run on Brian Wirtz. He's going to unlap himself now as well, so these guys are beginning to lose that buffer that they had over the rest of the field, because they're beginning to unlap themselves under green. We now have 12 cars on the lead lap, as Thitchner was there at the line, got the spot into turn number 1. So Thitchner trying once again.
And Thitchner down the back straightaway, the number 87. He's currently in 12th. The Jim Beam colors. This is the created by Christina 280. Race number 2 in the round of 12 for the Ezra Pro Series playoffs. Greg Rentz, Wesley Outland, Charles Wooten on production. We're closing in on halfway in another 30 laps or so. Still a lot of racing left to go here at the virtual Kentucky Speedway. Race number 1 of the playoffs saw the number 10 of Alec Coates win last Monday at Vegas. He is automatically into the round of 8 for the championship. He is the dark green bold on the 10 ticker, right now 13th. Everyone else in blue are currently drivers that are in the round of 12, but not locked in by a win. And everyone else without bold colors are just drivers that are racing for a win, not in the run for the championship. Brian Wirtz, who is trying to move on to the round of 8 here tonight in race 2 of the playoff open around the 12 at Kentucky, continues to lead the way in the 82 car as they come to the line and put another lap on the board, Greg.
Wirtz just trying to click him away. 69 in the board, working lap number 70. But I'm noticing, Wesley, that number 82 has a bit of damage, I believe, at the rear of the car. So is that also affecting him right now in the number 82 as he's going around Jason Hand, who I believe is coming to pit road in the number 88. So Brian Wirtz with damage, and I think he's coming, Wesley. He's slowing it down. Yes, here comes your race leader, Brian Wirtz.
So here comes Brian Wirtz giving up his position in the lead. And he will now give the lead back to Michael Woolley. And Woolley's coming right behind him. So much for him leading a lap.
Teammates coming down. That's going to give it to Jim Westerfield in the number 35. And he does get credit for leading the lap, just barely crossing the stripe before Brian Wirtz crossed it. John Loudison in the second and Mark Harris, and that'll leave them as the lone 3 drivers who have yet to pit. Westerfield, Loudison, and Harris, the drivers that have yet to pit. As well, Jake Elrod in the number 14. He is yet to come either.
Yeah, another one of those drivers that cycles around. Westerfield in car number 35. Now being showed as the new leader. He's one of those drivers from the Thunder Series. Westerfield up 32 spots. He started this race in 33rd. He is the man out in front. John Loudison and Mark Harris up 29 positions each in second,
here comes
third.
Westerfield.
And here comes your leader, Westerfield, onto the pit lane as Greg just reiterated on. Here comes Sean Loudison as well.
And Harris.
Now Dalton Tucker will cycle back around as the leader. Joshua Salsi in second, Matt Lovett third. As again, Greg, Mark Harris on the pit lane. You see the 35 of Westerfield getting work done. Loudison in 24 and pulling in behind him, Mark Harris in 21.
Yep, so that completes this cycle as Jake Elrod had just come down pit road as well. He's coming off of pit road. That completes the green flag cycle. Dalton Tucker and Joshua Saucy, your top 2 once again. And Tucker has opened it up about 1.1 seconds over Saucy, with Lovett about 5 seconds back in third. So Dalton Tucker right now, he's just hoping this thing stays green as long as he possibly can.
So you see the leader from the Thunder Series, the Ezra Thunder Series champion. In the Barnes Paving and Trucking number 2, Dalton Tucker out in front after a cycle of pit stops. Approaching lap 75, Joshua Salsi in second. Matt Lovett, Anthony Thitchner, Alec Coates. Those are your sawblade.com top 5. We're going to go side by side so you don't miss a thing. More coverage when we continue from Kentucky in a moment. LSR TV and CRN Sports, your home for sim racing coverage.
We're based out of West Monroe, Louisiana. We do custom T-shirts, racing. We'll do any shirt. We'll do schools, churches, fundraisers. We do a ton of event shirts, as you can see on our board here, all around our banner. Personalized. I mean, we do anything. It doesn't matter to us. We got the custom rugs. We use all the, top quality shirts, inks and everything, hoodies, hats. We do embroidered hats, embroidered shirts. Just you can call us for anything. We do offer the bag and fold to where we, you can receive them and they're already labeled and tagged and bagged, ready to give out to your customer and stuff. So you can just call us and just tell us, hey, this is what we're looking at doing. And if we're going to put the car on there, it is 125 quantity minimum. minimum. If it's without the car, it's 60 quantity minimum. That's strictly on the racing stuff. If it's a business or something, if you race on Texas shirts, you know, it's a little bit differently. You know, you can call us. It just depends on your quantity and ink colors. Everything is hand drawn. I mean, everything. We don't Photoshop anything onto it, onto a shirt or anything like that. Everything that we go through, everything is drawn, and which is the reason for the art fees. We do have several graphic artists that draw for us, and you know, they're really good. So what we do is on any package that you do, we can mix and match. We can do any colors. You can do purple, red, blue, green, and do the rest black. It doesn't matter to us. With your design on there, we can do hoodies. We can do hoodies, long sleeve shirts, t-shirts, tank tops. It doesn't matter. I mean, just it's almost limitless what you can do, and you can put all that together in that package to make that minimum, you know, requirements. They can call us 318-278-7191, or they can email us at bulletprooftees.yahoo.com, or they can go to the website bulletprooftees.com.
Approaching 80 laps in, you saw that side-by-side coverage. You didn't miss a thing, as there is Dalton Tucker, the man out in front, leading the way. Joshua Saucy in that number 2 position. He's about 1.3 seconds back, mired in lap traffic, trying to get around these cars of Laudison and Westerfield as they work their way down the backstretch into 3, Greg.
Tucker still leading the way by 1.2 seconds, and a caution, and just like that, the lead is gone.
Well, that changes everything. Yellow out, number 81.
At second
We'll
place,
finally get a chance to reel back in Tucker. And understanding caution might be on the 21 of maybe Harris, I think, maybe.
Possibly the 92 of Jurgen. I see some damage on the 92 of Jurgen.
Yeah, they're right around each other. Edward Jurgen and Mark Harris. Awesome work in our production crew. Here's your swag replay. And like I predicted, Jurgen and Harris right around each other. Let's see it.
Jurgen just lets him go there. Harris slowing down, so that's not the caution. Still working and looking for the cause of the yellow. Who's your race leader?
I'm not seeing where the reason why they threw the yellow.
Well, with the caution, cars are coming down pit road, Wesley.
Yeah, well, we set them again, and they'll all come down to the pit lane, and no psych jobs this time. Dalton Tucker, Joshua Saucy, you see him right there in the 81. Now, Brian Wirtz did not pit. He'll now move to the lead in the number 82 machine, but while that goes on, almost the entire cavalry on pit lane. Tucker, Saucy, Lovett, Gilchrist, Fluman, Caston, Knighton, Ditchner, Cox, Johnson, Wise, Nicoletta, Cherry, Coates, Mayu, Evasius, Johnston, Keys, Barnes, and a Partridge in a pear tree, all on the pit lane. And here comes the race off with Dalton Tucker beating out Saucy again. Matt Lovett, the third off the pit exit, and they'll be behind Brian Wirtz and Michael Woolley when we go back to it again. One car that was a lap down was the driver of Jim Westerfield. He will get the free pass and go back on the lead lap, I believe. And again, some of these drivers multiple laps down, if they choose and did not pit, they can take a wave around on the one to go.
All right, we got an update, Wesley, hearing that the cause of the caution may have been the number 46 of Evan Keese. Something may have happened to him in turn number 1, so we're gonna have to go back a little bit here. Him backing it down. There's Lovett in the 41.
Evan Keese in the 46 car.
Yeah, the Bass Pro Shops Chevy. We're under green here, so here we go. There's Keese. Ooh, some contact wraps with Caston there. Going into turn number 1. Unconfirmed reports that it was the 46 that brought out the caution.
Unconfirmed, about to be reality.
If we can get
We
it,
see it
confirmation of this.
Look at them, 3 wide.
That's Wirtz going by. Hornets Nest going on here. Woolley ducking down, gets in the grass. Going. He's in the Bass Pro Shops 14 car right there, just trying to get out of the way.
Oh, there it is, right there.
Contact, yeah.
He got
Contact
into
between him and Kasten.
Yeah.
And much like the first caution with Wirtz, Kasten able to save it, but they had already thrown the caution.
Awesome work by our production crew in the production truck to find the replay. And there you see the end result between the 46 of Evan Keys and the 36 of Hank Kasten. No harm, no foul. Maybe some sheet metal damage virtually, if anything. And fender rub, they'll go down there. Kasten will stay in the 11th position. Again, the driver of Evan Keys is now in the 20th. Coming up later tonight, the final race in the round of 12 for the West Bay Napa Auto Parts Playoffs for the Northwest iRacing Cup Series. Justin Prince, Greg Rentz, my colleague tonight, will be up in the booth. I'll be on the pit lane. That's tonight, 11:15 Eastern. LSR TV and CRN. And it has been very fun for the race, for the playoffs, for the Cup and the Truck Series. And Greg, I think we're going to set ourselves up for another wild race at Charlotte. It will be in the daytime. Should be a wild 200 miles.
I'm looking forward to seeing how it all goes down in Charlotte later tonight, and who will lock themselves into the round of 8 of the West Bay Napa Auto Parts Playoffs. We have a tie for the cutoff spot right now.
That's right. Yes.
Couple of different drivers. Actually, no, excuse me. That was Thursday in the Truck Series. It's a 5-point difference right now in the Cup Series between the playoff drivers. So we will see how it goes. That's coming up later tonight. You're not going to want to miss it.
And heartbreak for Jeff Stabnow. So you know he's out of the Truck Playoffs championship chase. He's going to try to do everything he can to redeem himself, Greg. Trying to make a run for the championship in the Cup Series tonight. Lights are off for the pace car, and the pace car will get ready to drop back onto the pit lane. Follow coverage at livesimracingtv.com, and we are crn.com, our official voices of sim racing excitement. Here they come back to the Geico restart zone. Green flag going back in the air. On the jump, it's Brian Wirtz. Michael Woolley there right with him in second. Dalton Tucker third. Now remember, those cars did not pit except for Tucker, Lovett, and Saucy. Those are your first 3. Lovett as well, and they're starting to make a climb. You see how better, fresher tires are compared to old rubber. And Wirtz and Woolley falling back quickly in the 3.
Yeah, those two stayed out. Rest of the field came down pit road. Saucy got up on the back there of Lovett, which allows Tucker to get the lead back as Lovett kind of pinned behind the teammates right now. Wirtz and Woolley as they go 3 wide for second, and Lovett going to get the inside with help from Saucy. And Alec Coates, last week's winner in Las Vegas, coming up now in number 10. He's making a run to the front for the first time tonight, bringing Matt Cherry with him.
And there goes Evasius in the 12. Down to the inside. Along with Matt Cherry, Thitchner. All in that mix.
Have our second
3
driver.
wide.
We have our second driver officially out of the race, Wesley. It's Jordan Berry in number 53. He has officially retired from the race in car number 53, leaving us with 30 cars running here right now in this one. 25 of them on the lead lap.
There is the man who won at Vegas last week, Alec Coates, in that number 10. Riding on board with the rear deck lit of his camera. And behind him, he's got in a few moments, a trunk full of Matt Cherry and Anthony Thitchner. You know, Matt's been kind of quiet, Greg, since he won that wild race at Talladega, that unpredictable show that was.
Gotten up on the podium a couple times since then, but yet to be back in victory lane. 100 laps to go now, Wesley, in this one. A century grind remaining. Make it 99 here at Kentucky. Dalton Tucker has led the most laps thus far, but trying to pull away now from Lovett and Saucy. Lovett was the #1 seed in the playoffs entering, still holds that spot even with Alec Coates in the number 10 having that win last week at Las Vegas. As you see the field cycling through battles throughout the field right now as they try to click laps away on less than 100 to go now.
And closing in on halfway as well. About another 6 laps or so. We'll be halfway through the race. But we are 100 remaining. Under 100 laps remaining, as you said, a century grind.
Saucy gets around Lovett. Saucy got around Lovett for second now in the number 81. So Saucy will move into the second spot in the number 81, making his debut here tonight. And this one, as you watch this battle continue back here, there is Saucy in the number 81 getting around Lovett. It will be official this time at the line, and now he's just setting sail, trying to track down Dalton Tucker in the number 2. Tucker, Saucy, Lovett, Coates, Anthony Thitchner, another one of those drivers who has been so close so many times, Wesley. Just hasn't broken through for the win yet, but he is lurking there in the number 87. Always a threat to win these races. Could tonight be the night he breaks through? And that one right there, the 87.
And it looks to me like right now they're just kind of staying nose to tail, single file. Nobody jumping out of line, making any type of crazy moves for the time being, if you will. And again, looking at this, as they stay single file into 3 and 4, no one jumping out of line, going back into the back straightaway, same thing, and just ticking laps away, Greg. And I think maybe that might be the smart thing to do as we approach halfway. This has had a couple of cautions. It's
and we got another
been a
one.
fairly clean race, and now we have another caution. Wesley and the announcer jinx, it's your fault. Sorry. Hank Caston.
You have confirmation. That, I believe, is Michael Woolley in the number 13.
Oh, the 13.
Wesley.
Oh, no.
He has one of those drivers that stayed out. Look how far back he had fallen in the number 13. This was all the way back around 20th. Oh, guy catches the wall in front of him. Cody Cox catching the ball in front of him.
What a
and everyone gets the worst, and he gets the worst of it there, along with Johnston in the 69. There were a couple more cars involved in that.
You know, Greg, and I was saying for the most part, everybody was just kind of had a couple of cautions, but for the most part, it's been a quiet race. Aerial coverage presented by All-American Pools. Me and my big fat mouth just caused this calamity, I think. Man.
All starts right there off the turn 2.
It's my fault. I'll take the blame for it. Look at this.
Wesley's tapping out.
Oh.
Wesley with the tap out on this one. Caution out for the 4th time tonight.
We approach halfway, and I don't know what you can really do to me. I mean, you know. Announcer jinx, you know. That's talking about how clean this race was, and then, my goodness, they get scattered, smothered, and covered. Virtual style. So, yeah. Cars are on the pit lane, though. Yeah, exactly. Like a 16-car pileup last night. We got cars on the pit lane, though. Ryan Nicoletta, Scott Wise, Justin Johnson, Brian Wirtz, the 51, Matt Jorgensen, Cody Cox, Cullen Johnston, John Lottison, Westerfield, Harris, and Woolley, obviously. All damaged, and some other cars. Lottison, Harris leaving the pit lane, and can you make it, Woolley? Come on. Woolley, Woolley.
Oh, I don't think he's going to make it.
Woolley, Woolley. Oh, no.
More like kaboom, kaboom.
Yeah, click, click, boom. Yeah. Come on, Woolley. He's like the little engine that could. Come on, Michael. Come on, Michael. Oh, no.
Nope. He had to take the tow.
Under caution, and we're cut upon halfway. This time by, it'll be under the yellow flag. So, Greg, first half race analysis before the Virtual announcer's fault, big one. What's your take of it so far at Kentucky?
Been a good one here so far, Wesley. We've had some different drivers taking turns up front. We've had Dalton Tucker up front, Saucy in the 81. We've had Lovett take a turn up front. Wirtz and Woolley took turns up front. So we've had some different stuff up here tonight in this one. Looking forward to seeing the second half and seeing what happens.
Yeah, pretty much everybody staying out of trouble and until just a moment ago. And that's what we just saw happen. What a tough break there. Dalton Tucker, still the man out in front. Still got also Saucy in second, Matt Lovett to third. Coates, though, look at Alec Coates. He's right there in fourth. Anthony Fitchner in the top 5. And that's the way they stand. YouSawBlade.com, top 5. Quick break. Back with more coverage from Kentucky. Second half about to get underway for the ESRA Pro Series playoffs in the round of 12. Race 2. Back with more in a moment. Welcome back to the second half of the Created by Christina 280 on LSIR TV. For those that are watching, CRN Sports at wearecrn.com. I'm Wesley Outland, Greg Rentz, Charles Wooten, the production chair. Pace car is in, ready for the second half. They're in the Geico restart zone. Extended, kicking the asphalt, bluegrass style, back underway. ESRA Pro Series playoffs from Kentucky. And they roar back into the corner. We're ready for the second half of the race. And amongst that kicking the asphalt sound of the sights and sounds from virtual Kentucky, Greg Rentz, we've seen about 2 lead lap changes as well for P1.
Yeah, Saucy in the 81 and Tucker in the 2 have been going back and forth here since this green flag fell. We are working lap number 100, make it 101, 100 in the books, 87 to go.
Here comes Lovett.
Here at Kentucky as Lovett comes fighting back now. He wants to make it a 3-car battle once again.
And if you notice, as they finally square away and go back single file, they were allowing Fitchner. Look at Fitchner and Cherry and Coates and Evasius. They ran those 3 cars down and broke that 2-car draft, if you will. Two packs of drafting, if you will.
Bringing Coates with him in the 10. Evasius is back there as well, but he's under pressure from Casey Knighton in the number 84. So Evasius kind of leading the second group right now, trying to get a run up there. Almost contact between Knighton and Gilchrist behind him. Fluman able to come up into the picture now. Nice job by both Knighton. Are we going to go 4 wide? Let's go 4 wide. Why not?
Johnson on the bottom. He's going to do it again. Into 3. He thought better of it.
Yeah,
They're going to make a little contact. 3 wide, almost 2 rows deep as they work their way out of 4. Fluman, the hot dog between the bun there.
Oh, you're going to go 4 wide again, man. Oh, man. Hot dogs, that's Martinsville, boys. Come on, settle it down here in this one. Unbelievable job by these drivers to keep it going right now, and they settle it down, and we stay green. And while all that's going on, Dalton Tucker continues to lead.
Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am stuck in the middle with you. That was going through that driver's head a moment ago. Fluman, 3 wide. By the way, got a good run going for him right now. Sits inside the top 15. Greg, another driver that's got a good run. I was going to talk about him. The number 10, Alec Coates, the man who won last Monday night, surprisingly, at Vegas. He's making a point, if you will, Greg. We thought it was by just luck, by just being dumb luck in the right place at the right time, that he won that race at Vegas last Monday night. But he's proven us wrong. He's right now got a good car in the top 10. We see now the 69 coming down onto the pit lane for work. That's Cullen Johnston. But very impressed, though, with the 10 car of Coates, Greg.
Coates doing a nice job, having a nice follow-up race here in this one, up in the 7th spot right now in front of Johnson and Evasius, and everything's still settling down. Fluman in the 22 still trying to settle things down after he was stuck in the middle there. And you mentioned that's what was going through his mind, Wesley. I think there was something a little different going through his mind right there. You want to know what it was?
Candy.
Beep, 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 beep. Can't say it on the air. What was going through his head right there?
Oh, I was trying to be... I was trying to say, wrong answer.
No, that's a sensor beep.
Gotcha.
We don't have one of those. We need one in the tower, so whenever we whenever we realize what's about to happen, we can just hit the button real quick.
People have sound effects. That's right. We could play the Price is Right horn. Pom, 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 pom.
Can we do the Wheel of Fortune bankrupt siren?
Exactly.
Hey, yeah, I'm gonna have some fun with this.
What is that?
Yeah. Sure. That's my. We'll go with that. Our producer says, "Yeah, maybe if it's running out of batteries." Here we go.
Producers in the background. Here we go.
Up to 3rd in the number 82. He's trying to make a move on the outside.
And Matt Cherry's car, man, I like that sharp looking
car. I like the look of Cherry's car tonight in the 48. I like that particular
silver.
version.
It's like blue and silver.
The Cobalt car that Johnson ran quite a bit and had quite a bit of success in that paint scheme as well. I always like that version. It's black and silver.
Black and silver. That's what I mean. Black and silver, yeah.
Brian Wirtz, by the way, he's up to 2nd. He's gotten around Saucy and is going for Tucker here in the number 2. So he is going to make a run here in this one.
Back straight away into turn number 3. Tucker. Oh, I was helpless in qualifying. Tucker along there with Wirtz. We got a caution. Caution is out. Oh, there we go. 2 cars spun below the bottom.
Oh, Josh
Josh
Mayhew.
Mayhew.
Oh, no.
And there's another car. There was another car involved as well. This is the 5th caution of the race. Watch this.
Right behind Fluman in the 22.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
there may be... Yep. Bonk.
Oh!
Boing.
Oh, man. It was not a bad case of drunk driving, Charles. It was just somebody bouncing off the wall there. I know you thought it was Stitcher involved, but it wasn't. It was not a drinking-related accident.
That we know of. That we know of. Let's see. Let's go on board with Mayu here in the number 02. Going to get a run on Barnes here in the BarnesBaby.com.
Oh,
And
my
Barnes.
goodness. Wow.
Barnes in the 1 coming down in front of Mayu and nowhere for Josh to go.
Wow.
Here we go.
Pay you in
Green or
spades.
yellow flag pit stops once again.
And by the way, we are working lap number 110. Here they come onto the pit lane. Almost the entire cavalry, Greg, except for Scott Wise and Matt Jorgensen. They do not pit, but the rest of the entire field's on pit road.
Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it plays out.
That's right. Dodgeball. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball and a tire too. What? It looked like. Yes, that's right.
Our producer just hit a
Stumbled us.
button with Wesley because all you hear is what?
What?
Under caution here again at Kentucky. 2 drivers staying out, those being Scott Wise in the Childress Inspire 31 with Jorgensen with the U.S. Air Force on board in the number 51. The iRacing Ford Mustang pace car has led a substantial amount of laps tonight as we work, I believe, caution number 5 of the evening.
110 laps complete. There are 77 laps to go. Scott Wise now out in front.
Under
The
caution here
diabetic
at
detailer.
Kentucky.
Are you talking about me as Chris Collinsworth, or are you talking about Greg as Chris Collinsworth?
Yes.
Which one?
Yes. Both.
Calling you Chris Collinsworth, Greg?
I don't know.
I mean, dang, I've been referred to a lot of different announcers, but a Chris Collinsworth, that's, hey. Chris Collinsworth, he's from NFL on NBC. He works with Al Michaels, Sunday Night Football.
Charles don't watch no football. You know that.
Hey, all I know, Greg, is my Steelers are 9-0, baby, 9-0, woohoo!
My team.
No, they're
My
not.
team's fourth place in the division. I don't want to hear it.
All I know is that they are 9-0, and my Speed 51 fantasy football team, called Steelers Redemption, after the horrible season we had last year, we are tied. We are tied for first. Well, he's the one that said it, not me. Talk to him. He's the one that said Chris Collinsworth. I'm just talking about Steelers. No.
For those of you who are, for those of you who may be confused, Wesley is in a conversation with our producer right now, who is giving him a hard time about the name of his football team.
No, it's
There's
not
a lot
my
of stuff that goes on in our ear that you guys
Listen.
unfortunately don't get to hear.
But listen to me. It's the Speed 51 Pigskin Classic. It's our Yahoo Fantasy Football. Okay? And my team my team is Steelers Redemption. Because we got our butt kicked last year. I'm not listening to you no more. La 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 la. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back here. Greg Quit having the ghost talk to me in my ear. 13 up spots for Scott Wise. He's the man out in front leading. Yeah.
We're going to have to do one race one time where the producer's mic is open so you guys can hear exactly what is happening in our ear here on LSR TV and why we have so much fun on this broadcast.
He would have to sign a contract with, like, you know, a clause with Chris David and 52 Media LLC to, like, keep him from, like... Everybody's exempt. We have a night to purge is it would be the word to say, right, Greg, for the broadcast?
Hey, we have the censor bar coming.
Let the purge begin. Yeah.
Wise going to bring in the green here in this one. Jorgensen on the outside. They stayed out, and this did not work out too well for the last two drivers that tried this strategy. We'll see what happens here this time. Wise, Jorgensen, Tucker, and Saucy. Row 3 and 4, or positions 3 and 4. Green flag in the air. Let's do it.
Back for the restart in the restart zone. And back again, Scott Wise in 31, up 13 spots. He now gets his chance to lick some chops and stay in the top spot. In P1, Dalton Tucker, the pole car, falling back now to second. Joshua Saucy started third. He's in third right there. And Matt Jorgensen, first time we're mentioning his name. We're going to try to go 3 wide for the lead. No, we won't. Wise got scared. Went to the top shelf for Grandpa Hines. From Grandma. The leaders get contact. Saucy goes to the infield. They're making contact again. Loose. Tucker saves it. Oh, my goodness. That could have been a big wreck.
That could have been a lot worse than it was, but man, oh man, let's take a look at what happened here.
Virtual humanity. Watch this again.
Saucy on the inside.
Wise backed off.
And this might work out for Wise because I think he got through it as they make contact right there. Now watch the 31. I think he gets through it.
And he saved
he does.
it. Tucker saved it. We got cars zigging through the grass. I thought they were going off-road racing for a second. Wow, that was a moment.
That was definitely a moment.
Yeah.
And for the second straight week, Dalton Tucker in the number 2, leading the race, has issues involving another car.
But he's
coming down pit road for some damage.
But he's safe, though.
He saved it, but he's got a lot of damage on the 2.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, you got a hit right there in the right rear. Yeah, a little hit there. And then the grass. Wow. Whoa, man. Do you see Matt Cherry look like he was a stunt man, dude? His leg is jumping ramps in the grass. And they're on the pit lane. Dalton Tucker, Brian Wirtz, Matt Cherry, Matt Jorgensen, Josh Mayhew, Cody Cox, Mark Harris. Probably, Greg, every one of those cars in some shape or form was involved in that almost big calamity on the front stretch a moment ago out of 4.
That could have been a lot worse than it was. You know who I'm surprised did not come down for pit road service is that 81 car in second place, Saucy in the 81. Not sure how much damage he has, but he went mowing the grass down there on the infield, so kind of surprised that he's not at least coming down for some tires, minimum.
Thought it was a lawnmower man there for a second. Yeah. Okay. It was... Our producer just said, wah, wah, wah. But you know what that means, right? Wrong answer. Thank you for playing, Greg. Greg, are you there?
I'm here. Scott Wise. Scott Wise leading the way. Johnson, Lovett, Tucker currently scored in 5th, but he's back on their way. I was trying to think of a comeback, but I had absolutely nothing.
Hey, we got a new nickname for Joshua Saucy, Energizer Bunny. Look at the back of his car, Energizer. He keeps going and going and going. Oh, maybe not. He's stopping.
Well, he's going to the back is where he's going.
Oh, so much for your promo.
He keeps going and going and stopping and stopping.
What are you doing? You moved
Battery died. Battery died.
Oh, Mitchell Brown, what are my thoughts about Chase Elliott running the Snowball Derby? I love it. Last time, he's a 2-time winner of the Snowball Derby, won the Tom Dawson Trophy most recently in 2015. I really believe that this is going to become the surge of momentum to see other NASCAR Cup trucks and Xfinity competitors take that dive into running the biggest short track race in America, as Robbie Harvey calls it, the Snowball Derby, December 2nd through the 6th. It should be a good one. We've got a virtual version of the Snowball Derby on that Sunday night, December 6th, with the iRacing Northwest Tour, presented by Joe's Racing Products. And of course, you can watch it on Speed51.tv. It should be a big one. Chase Elliott, the Cup Series champion. Big news. And other big news, Greg. I don't know how familiar you are with Bubba Pollard, but he announced on the Bull Ring this morning with me and Alan that he is leaving Terry Seneca Chassis. He's out of the 26. He is hooking up with Johnny Van Dorn in the TK Racing entry. That was a big shocker this morning.
That's a big one. That is huge here in this one. That is that's big. Bubba Pollard has been synonymous with that number 26.
Yes. But he did win the Florida Governor's Cup on Sunday.
Yes, he did.
So. But I'll talk to him, I promise. I'll talk to him. I already texted him. We can't do that now. Come on, he's probably already in bed.
In the same time zone as you. We're talking about possibly trying to get a sponsor for the PowerRide Midget I Nationals, which is coming up here on LSR TV.
Yes. How many entries you got so far, Charles? By the way, y'all can't hear him. How many entries? They're filling up 120 spots. There's already about half full. And I really believe at the last minute they'll fill up at the last second. I promise you.
12 entries
over
today.
$6,000 in purse money with this deal. That's right. If you're interested in being a sponsor, contingency, for any portion of the race, get in touch with LiveSimRacingTV.com and they will take your information. Who you got winning? I know it's early. Who do I think's going to win it? And I need to work on my announcer rosters. Give me probably till next Monday night, Mitchell, and ask me that question. I'll give you an answer. But I did say the word redemption about Nasty, Class C Stephen Nasty this morning. Green flag back in the air here at Vegas. It was Coates. He's in. Everyone else now in Kentucky trying to move into the round of 12. And right now, Scott Wise, a driver not in the playoffs, is the leader. Matt Lovett's a number 1 seed, but not a playoff winner yet, Greg. He is in second, trying to go to the lead.
Lovett trying to get up there, has always been a threat every single week. 5 wins on the season entering the playoffs.
Majeski
did not get the win in this one last week in Vegas. Trying to get up there. He takes the lead away, but he's got Fitchner right behind him.
Oh, look at this move there on the bottom. Matt Lovett to the lead again. He's going to carry Anthony Fitchner with him up 13 spots. Up 20 spots. Look at it, Stephen Evasius in the 12. He'll move to third. Wise up the track. He says, uh-oh, here we go again.
Evasius has always been a guy you got to watch in the end of the race. A lot of race trim speed in the number 12 up to third as he gets around Wise, who's trying to hold off these guys behind. Remember, Wise on those older tires. Evasius trying to get up there for second to go after Fitchner, but he's got a ways to go.
Look at Gilchrist. Coates, Fluman, Knighton, they're all running him down. Scott Wise better get up on the Angels Expressway and ride the top shelf. Just like he's doing. Stay out of harm's way. You go to the bottom, you're in trouble.
They're all trying to track down Lovett. How about Fluman? The recovery he had after breaking the all-time swearing record in car for about 15 seconds there earlier in this one. He has gotten back up to 6.
All-time swearing record?
Maybe. I mean, we don't have in-car communications, but the way he was kind of surrounded there, I think he made a good shot at it. Here we go. Battle for second. Evasius going for Fitchner.
First you say it, then you do it, right? as they work their way back into back to turn 1 and 2. Hey, by the way, Greg, I saw you said you think your pick's going to be Ty Majeski, the man out of Seymour, Wisconsin, who's proudly sponsored by iRacing for Chad Bryant Racing. By the way, we got a caution. Hank Caston has spun the Charlotte winner. But, Greg, I didn't know if you know, buddy, he's running the late model stock for the first time this Saturday as well. Ty Majeski.
Heard that. We'll talk about that as soon as we finish up the swag replay here. Caston and Jorgensen, we heard, is involved. There's Matt Cherry to the inside. Jorgensen behind him. Just slid up the track in front of Jorgensen. Jurgen. It was Jurgen in the 92 also involved. There's Jorgensen coming in.
Wow.
And a little wheelie. See if we can take a look on board, perhaps, with the was that the 51 or the 92 doing the wheelie? We'll have to take another look at it.
I was about to slip up and say it's peanut butter wheelie time, but I just couldn't do it.
You just did.
I know, but I didn't say it in the voice, you know.
Ooh.
Look at Caston and
Jurgen. Caston.
Oh wow, yeah, I'm circles
and Papa Wheelie.
Yeah. It's peanut butter wheelie time. Oh, wow.
All right, so anyway, going back to what we were talking about is the cars. Yeah, Majeski going to Florence to run in the late model stock cars. At Florence, the new event replacing the Myrtle Beach 400. The what are they calling it, Wesley? You know,
it is
what's going on
the Charlie Powell. He was a good friend of mine. Promoter Charlie Powell passed away earlier this year. The Charlie Powell South Carolina 400.
So that's going on at Florence. Ty Majeski making his late model stock car debut this weekend. With that, all I have to say
is Matt Craig. So is Matt Craig.
Matt Craig also running in late model stocks with this. All I got to say, bring Florence to iRacing. That's all I've got to say on that.
And I will say this as well in agreement with Mitchell Brown. Bring ISMA to iRacing. I would love to see the International Super Modifieds on iRacing. The ISMA Super Modifieds. Oh, man, that would be awesome.
If you're bringing super mods to iRacing, then you know what else you got to bring here. You got to bring their home track.
Oh, no, without a doubt, Oswego.
You got to bring Oswego.
Oswego, yeah, for dirt and pavement.
Dirt and pavement. You can do a super dirt week. You can do super modifieds. You can even do tour modifieds there. I know Mitch will like that. Mitch is my modified driver. Well, not my modified driver, but my modified guy that I talk to on the East Coast right there. He loves modifieds. He's up there, up in the Connecticut region. Loves the modifieds. Me and him talk about it a lot, and I know he would be all over it if they brought Oswego here to the iRacing server as well with the IMSA Super Mods.
We need to figure out a way to ask them to bring in Florence Speedway, to bring in ISMA. How do you do it? Money. That's right. Charles said, I know how to do it. Yeah, I have the answer. It's money.
I have the answer. You give him money.
Like the song by Pink Floyd. Money.
So if you've got X amount of dollars laying around with nothing to do, pop it in and say, hey, let's get some of these things to iRacing.
I agree. Let's make this happen, brother. As they say, what is that cliche? Your money talks and chicken walks.
Something like that. If you could only hear a producer in our ear.
I love his sound effects.
Matt Lovett, Stephen Evasius, Anthony Fishner, Casey Gilchrist, Alec Coates.
Are the lights still on the base car?
Yes.
Let's go to break. We'll be right back.
Oh, we broke Wesley.
Is this your car? You could take me for a ride any day.
We're back here at Kentucky, getting ready for the restart. Oh, man. Oh, that's so sad, Mitchell. Norm Worm III passed away. Prayers to everybody there, man. All right, let's do this. The restart. We are closing in on 60 laps to go when they come back to the Geico restart zone here at Kentucky. Green flag back in the air, and Greg, Matt Lovett looking to go to the round of 8 on his own by virtue of points, but a win solidifies it if he gets a green bar. He's in turn 1.
Got 60 laps to do it here, Wesley, into number 41, but Evasius is still looking for that first win of the season. He has had so much speed in the number 12 car all year long. It seems like every single Monday night we're here talking about him having a shot at the victory. Unfortunately, it just hasn't worked out for him yet. Might be tonight. Fitchner, another one that falls into that category as well. He's looking for a shot at the win. As well, Casey Gilchrist, the playoff driver. He has stepped it up in the playoffs here, Wesley. A great run in Las Vegas last week. Here he is again in Kentucky with a top 5 run in this one. Flumen, the 22 in 5th. Great job here by everybody.
Yeah, you got all these drivers really doing a really good job side by side. Here comes Steven Evasius looking for the lead. He's out of the playoffs. Just missed it by mere points, if you will, positions a couple of weeks ago at Richmond. But since then, he has been in contention. And right again, caution out. Problems under 60 laps to go, and we got a big tangle over there. 39 Casey Clark Jr. involved. Car looking like a modified Mitchell Brown. Let's take a look at the swag replay. We'll find out what happened, Greg, for our 7th caution here in the Bluegrass virtual state of Kentucky.
Back here with Scott Wise. Wise gets a run and a bump and a boom. Head on to the wall. They both
A wump and a bump and a what?
Bump and a wump and a oh.
This is just meant to happen to Scott Wise. You know, he got lucky twice, staying out of trouble.
Fortunately, the tires
he gets caught up in it.
Tires just eventually came down. A bunch of people trying to make up their minds on whether or not to come to pit road. It looks like most of them, if not all of them, have stayed out.
Slide job. You heard of slide job? We call it slide job. Slide job. All right. So we got some on the pit lane, but they're in the back though. But Matt Lovett is still doing a phenomenal job. The man out of Bristol, Tennessee, in that number 41. The number 1 seed going into the playoffs for Dark Horse Racing. The 30-year-old driving the National Alliance of Mental Illness. 2nd season for the 30-year-old, again in the 41, the number 1 seed.
Interesting.
Charles, me, Greg.
Casey Clark. Casey Clark in the 39 did not come down pit road. There's an inside joke behind the meow right there. Clark came down pit road, did not come down pit road after being caught up in the incident.
You know, this is what people don't realize, okay? I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning. Only got, about maybe 4 hours of sleep last night after doing the Livonia State race in Georgia and then working the iRacing Northwest Tour event with you guys. I got up at 3 a.m. on the road at 3:30, okay? Got to Charlotte, done the bull ring at 6:30. Then done MAV TV voiceovers till 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock this afternoon. So, yeah, could you say I might be delirious? So if you suddenly start yelling. Huh?
Is a valid argument if you could be delirious.
I love you too. I love you too, Greg. You're a great partner.
You did come down pit road.
If I was on the other side of the country right now, I'd help you cat attack you.
Love it.
Bite you. Yeah.
Asius, Ditchner, no, you're not.
Hey, another track that needs to get on iRacing is Riverhead Raceway. You're exactly right. And I thought that was really cool that they did a tribute to Islip Speedway yesterday. Islip 300, or over the weekend for the modifieds, was at Riverhead Raceway. So, yeah. Man, hey, listen, if you're in the chat box, kind of interact with us. What are some tracks that you think iRacing should put on the server next? Just give us an idea. We're hearing Riverhead. We're hearing Oswego. We're hearing about Florence, South Carolina. I'm talking about ISMA Super Mods. Monarch Speedway for Charles. Texas Motor Speedway is on iRacing.
I'm putting my ring in the hat for 2 West Coast short tracks. Kern County in Bakersfield, California.
Oh, yes. Evergreen
Speedway in Monroe, Washington. One of my home tracks. I want a Northwest track. I want 2. I want 3. I want all my tracks here in the Northwest on iRacing, but I'll settle for Evergreen if that's all I can get.
I want it all. That's right. Charles knew what I was talking about.
I want it all.
And I want it now. Lights are off for the pace car, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get ready for the restart.
I'm going to throw a dirt track into the mix as well.
Okay.
Paris Auto Speedway in Paris, California.
Yeah.
My first ever dirt track. Ooh,
Gotta
Port
add
Royal,
Port
yeah.
Royal,
Producers
Port Royal
throwing in Port
Speedway.
Royal. See,
How
now we're
about,
talking the producers' language. We're talking the producers' language.
Calistoga, Calistoga in California.
Well, if you're going to go...
Calistoga, Calabunga, yeah. Saskatchewan Speedway. You're exactly right, buddy. Momentum Sim Racing says Saskatchewan. Bubba Pollard mentioned that track this morning. The Cement Palace, Seekonk, Mass. My grandfather raced there back in the day. Seekonk Speedway, Greg.
If you're going cement, then we got to go some concrete. Get Winchester on board as well. The Winchester 400.
Oh, wow. Could you imagine Winchester on iRacing?
I would love it.
Hey, and you got to have Berlin Raceway and obviously Slinger Speedway in Wisconsin. The Slinger Nationals.
Imagine the Slinger Nationals? You imagine the Slinger Nationals? We're at Kentucky Speedway, Mr. Producer. Love it's taking the green flag. We'll talk more short tracks here later on at the next caution if we get another one. Love it out to the lead in the number 41. Evasius, Thetchner, Fluman, Gilchrist, and Laudison making it up right now.
Tri-State Speedway just got mentioned. You're exactly right. Back underway. Matt Lovett out in front. Anthony Thetchner, but here comes Evasius. And Greg, we mentioned this again. He's out of the playoffs, but it seems like the last 3 weeks, Stephen Evasius has so improved in that Goodrich number 12 car. Really turning heads, doing good. Could tonight be the night at Kentucky to get a win?
He is having a nice run here in Kentucky. He always has had speed, Wesley, but yeah, the last 3 or 4 weeks or so, he has really turned it on in the number 12 car, and he is due for a win. I think he's going to be able to get one here before the end of the season. As he's up here for second right now, going for Thetchner, he's going to barely clear him and bring Fluman with him. Matt Lovett right there in the number 41 under pressure because Stephen Evasius is coming in the number 12. Knock, knock, Matt Lovett. You've got company.
Matt Lovett under attack. Here comes Evasius up on the outside, looking for the lead. A 2-car lengths virtual back, trying to close in. Down to 3. Evasius to the bottom. Quickly, the Ford of Lovett will scamper away like a cat in a dark alley. As the dark car of Evasius is reeling him in, Greg. Time running out, though, and the laps wind down as well.
Evasius in the Harvick Tribute 2003 to 2006, that edition of the GM Goodwrench car that we're on board with right now, trying to track down Matt Lovett in the 41, taking a peek to the inside, but he does not want to look in the mirror because Fluman and Thetchner are right behind him side by side. Saucy and Tucker coming back in the mix. Remember, Dalton Tucker was involved in that incident earlier, had a lot of damage to the 2 car, and here he is coming back up into the top 10.
And closing in on under 40 laps to go. My goodness. Look at this. They work their way. There you see him.
Evasius with a move to the inside. Lovett shuts the door.
Yeah. Look at this move there, under attack. Up the racetrack went Thitchner. That's Anthony Thitchner. Here comes Tucker.
Dalton Tucker to fourth, gets around Saucy. Lumen in the 2. Whoa, he bobbled in that number 22 as he's going to now be under pressure from Gilchrist in the 26. Casey Knighton trying to get back up there as well. Gilchrist going to get around Fluman in the turn 3. Fluman going to fight back. Here comes Evan Keese as well. He's coming up through the field. He's gotten around Matt Cherry. Keese was caught up in an incident earlier. He just cracked the top 10.
Look at him. 3 wide, 3 wide, 4 wide. Up the racetrack. Here we go again. Down to the bottom. Here comes that Bass Pro Shops number 46, Evan Keys, back in this mix, Greg. He brought out the caution around the first or second time. He has rallied back through the field, and he's with the winning car from Vegas Coats. They're powering each other to the front. This is inside the top 10.
2 Chevy Camaros trying to get around 2 Ford Mustangs right now, and Coates with a big move on the outside, trying to get a run on Knighton. He's able to close it down. Meanwhile, Evasius gets a nose in front, up front. Steven Evasius trying to get the lead, but he doesn't want to look in the mirror because here comes Dalton Tucker.
But for right now,
Tucker has.
But that's Maverick and Goose. That's your wingman. Trying to get around the Iceman of Lovett on the outside lane as they work their way across the stripe. Evasius says, run with me, brother. Tucker to the inside. He's up under his nose. He's up under the rear end of the car. He'll clear him as they go to 1. Lovett up the racetrack.
Evasius led the lap into number 12, and he's going to clear off of turn number 2. Steven Evasius to the lead in car number 12, but he's got Dalton Tucker right behind him in the number 2.
And now you're not friends anymore. Now you're not teammates.
Now you got to work your way and battle it out. You see right there, so we're on board with Lovett. You see the damage on the back of Tucker.
Oh.
That's from the earlier incident, and Lovett's going to use that to an advantage. Meanwhile, they get around Ed Bjergen in the number 92, who was slow on the track. So he goes a lap down, and Lovett able to use that damage to help him out and get that run back on Tucker.
Evasius better run. There is some scalded mean hornets coming after him. In the name of Tucker, Lovett, Thitchner, it sounds like a law firm. It's for the number 1 spot as they come off the corner. Look out, Evasius. You better make evasive moves. Inside, outside, top side, bottom, in the middle. They're coming after him. He'll still hold on to the lead. 45 to go in Kentucky.
Evasius, Tucker breaking away now a little bit from Lovett. Thitchner and Lovett are side by side, and Lovett able to hold off Thitchner for the time being, but Anthony Thitchner going to come back. Don't look now. Saucy's right behind him. Into number 81, Sean Laudison coming up in the picture. We haven't talked about him a whole lot here tonight. He's making a move on the inside, trying to track him down. He's in 6th after starting 31st of 33 that took the green flag.
Man, what a run. Are you serious? Look at what he's done here. As they worked away, Evasius one more
for
time.
The lead.
Here we come. Tucker on the bottom. The Thunder Series champion looking on the lead for a man out of the playoffs. Evasius, this is all about wins.
All-star winner in the ARCA cars earlier this season. Catch that replay on the LSR TV in the archives. What a run that Dalton Tucker is having right now in the number 2. Matt Lovett has been able to get away from Thitchner. Saucy has gotten around Thitchner now. Moves Saucy back up in the 4th. Evasius.
And still staying side by side, might I add.
Evasius now almost cleared by Tucker, but Evasius is going to have just enough to get a run on the outside. Just enough.
Just enough as they work their way back in the turn. Out of turn 2. Back straight away. You see Tucker starting to clear. Evasius. Lovett to 3rd. Saucy 4th. Thitchner in the top 5. Tracks being mentioned, Greg, like Tri-State Speedway, Hopstad, Indiana, Terre Haute, the action track in Indiana, La Crosse, the home of Oktoberfest in Wisconsin. Wow.
Imagine having
cool
all
ideas,
those incredible tracks. Wisconsin International Raceway 2 in there as well. The Dixieland 250.
Yes.
Imagine all these great venues coming to iRacing. We're going to talk about historic venues as things are settling down now. Tucker out lead. How can we not count in South Alabama Speedway with the Rattler? How can we not have that join the front?
That's right, the Rattler. How could you not? How? In my opinion, and here's the honest truth here. You've got Nashville for the All-American 400. You've got Oxford Plains already for the Oxford 250. You have Five Flags Speedway, obviously, for the Snowball Derby coming up in December. Why have they not put Winchester, Indiana on that list, Winchester Speedway? 3 of the 4 marquee tracks of Crown Jewels in pavement, Greg, are right there on iRacing. We're just missing the world's fastest half-mile high bank track in Indiana. Wow.
And just think the possibilities as Lovett tries to clear Evasius for second, and Evasius coming back, bringing Saucy with him. But just think, if Winchester does come, we could call it the LSR TV before Crown.
That's right.
We'll call it the 4 Crown Nationals, as I believe Evasius is on pit road. Stephen Evasius is on pit road in the number 12.
He sure is. Something amiss, or it might be a late race pit stop. He might have had no other choice. Hickory Motor Speedway, another prime example, the birthplace of NASCAR stars. The Leroy's 35 on pit road as well. And here again is Evasius. Losing all that ground. Jim Westerfield, Stephen Evasius on pit lane. Edward Jurgen, Matt Jorgensen, Trent Barnes. 4 tires and fuel, Greg. That's what we were told. A regular pit stop, 35 to go when they come to the line, and it's still Tucker out in front.
And that's going to open the door for everybody else. So now the question is, when do you pit? We saw some drivers stay out longer than others on that last green flag cycle. The pit stops lasted about 20 laps or so. The only other set of green flag pit stops. When do you come to pit road? Sean Lauderson saying the answer is now. He's coming to pit road in the number 24. He's driving the Drive 10 Hunger Chevy this week.
Rossi 35, Lovett 42.
Tucker less than 30.
That's right. So we're just kind of getting some of these numbers of the lap times or the lap counts on tires. There's Tucker, the leader. And Greg, can we say this? As we see Matt Lovett, Anthony Fitchner, Hank Caston on the pit lane, more cars pitting. Dalton Tucker got robbed last Monday at Vegas. It should have been his race to win. I know he's not in the run for a championship, but of course he won the Thunder Series regular season playoff championship. Now he gets the bow to now run not only on the Thunder, but now moving up to the Ezra Pro Series. And he's showing that he deserves that right, but now he's on pit lane.
As well as Saucy. 81. That's going to give the lead to Moore. 77. You see Fluman coming down as well.
That's right. Andrew Moore Jr. now the leader. Evan Keys, who brought out a caution earlier, he's up in the early of the race, first or second caution. He's in second. Justin Johnson, who brought out the second caution, he's up to third now. AC Knight and Mark Harrison out, and Andrew Moore will come to the pit lane. There he is in the Gulf Fuels number 77. Now that's going back in the day, Greg.
That's retro right there.
Gulf Fuel was before Unical 76.
Down pit road. Final pit stop. Qualified 7th. Rides in. Justin Johnson, the leader in this one. Now, 8 in the going. Final batch of pit stops. The question is, how much does everybody have left? When do the cars who have not yet come down come down? Anyone make it the distance? I don't think so.
Other tracks being mentioned, Greenville Pickens Speedway, obviously. The Madhouse Bowman Gray Stadium. Yeah, why hasn't that been made on iRacing? Gresham and Cordell. Lanier, already made for dirt and pavement. Caraway just had the north-south shootout for the modifieds a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, a lot of cool tracks. Keep them coming. They worked their way back out of turn 4. I think we should have a Short Track America iRacing segment where, you know,
so.
and I know there's things we've been working on with live sim racing, and one of the things we've been discussing is a podcast. Greg, this would be a perfect title for an hour on an iRacing podcast. Talk about tracks that should be on the iRacing server.
And explain why.
30 to go.
You know, hey, this is why we want these tracks on there. Tell stories about experiences at this track. Something that's been in the works for quite some time. Hopefully we get to make it happen because I'm looking forward to seeing this.
Justin Johnson out in front, 30 laps to go. We're going to go side by side so you don't miss a thing. Coming up, green flag pit stops underway. Justin Johnson leading the way. Sawblade, top 5 on the bottom left. Checkered flag. We're side by side. And to the finish at Kentucky when we return with the Ezra playoffs.
We're based out of West Monroe, Louisiana. We do custom T-shirts, racing. We'll do any shirt. We'll do schools, churches, fundraisers. We do a ton of event shirts, as you can see on our board here, all around our banner. Personalized. I mean, we'll do anything. It doesn't matter to us. We got the custom rugs. We use all the, top quality shirts, inks and everything, hoodies, hats. We do embroidered hats, embroidered shirts. Just you can call us for anything. We do offer the bag and fold to where you can receive them and they're already labeled and tagged and bagged, ready to give out to your customer and stuff. So you just call us and just tell us, hey, this is what we're looking at doing, and if we're going to put the car on there, it is 125 quantity minimum. If it's without the car, it's 60 quantity minimum. That's strictly on the racing stuff. If it's a business or something, if you race on Texas shirts, it's a little bit differently. You can call us. It just depends on your quantity and ink colors. Everything is hand drawn. I mean, everything. We don't Photoshop anything onto a shirt or anything like that. Everything that we go through, everything is drawn, and which is the reason for the art fees. We do have several graphic artists that draw for us, and they're really good. So what we do is on any package that you do, we can mix and match. We can do any colors. You can do purple, red, blue, green, and do the rest black. It doesn't matter to us. With your design on there, we can do hoodies. We can do hoodies, long sleeve shirts, t-shirts, tank tops. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's almost limitless what you can do, and you can put all that together in that package to make that minimum requirements. They can call us 318-278-7191, or they can email us at bulletprooftees.yahoo.com, or they can go to the website bulletprooftees.com.
We're on break, and all of a sudden, me and Greg together yell, what? 1, 2, 3, caution!
Caution!
Let's try that again, Greg. It wasn't in unison. 1, 2, 3, caution!
Caution!
Okay, maybe there's just a delay. We are under caution, though.
This is going to change everything because several drivers had yet to come down pit road. There's Michael Woolley. He had damage earlier in this one. Producers trying to find out the cause of the caution.
Who can it
For a
be
replay,
now?
maybe
Ooh,
Woolley, maybe
is it
Woolley, maybe
again?
Woolley, maybe Woolley.
Woolley,
Yeah.
Woolley, oh no!
Yep, Woolley.
Oh, wow! Wowzers, everybody zigging, zagging. Going high, going low to miss. Woolley, Michael Woolley put us under caution again.
Gonna set up a shootout here at Kentucky.
24 laps to go. And now, Justin Johnson out in front. Greg, I swear, man, the more and more I think of that name, Justin Johnson, and I see Puryear tank lines on that car, and I think of the 44, I swear I think he's a real late model racer out of Virginia.
He might be.
I'm doing some research real quick. I'm doing it right now. I'm checking my late model stock stats real quickly because I swear I think there's a guy named Justin Johnson that runs late model stocks. But it ain't Jeremiah Johnson. Don't confuse me, producer.
They're
I'm
on
working
pit
here.
road, getting set for the final charge. Here in this one, this is going to give the lead back to Dalton Tucker. Like we got several drivers taking the wave around, Wesley, to get back onto the lead lap. Dalton Tucker back in the lead, but the damage on the 2 car worsening. Tucker, Evasius, Titchener, your top 3 in this one as Johnson and Wirtz come down pit road.
Dustin Johnson Racing. There he is right there. I don't know if it's the same, though. That's a modified racer. I could be wrong. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I'm going to have to do some more checking on it.
We'll figure it out. We'll be ready for next week.
All right. Well, without further ado, no, there is a driver named Justin Johnson. He's hooked up with the, I really believe that's him, guys. I seriously do. We'll have to find out. If it's just the top 3, we'll ask him. Man, oh man. Anyhow, 22 to go. I think the lights are off on the pace car. And we'll get ready for this restart coming up. Created by Christina 280 down the home stretch.
Closing stage is going to be less than 20 to go when we go back green. Tucker, Evasius, Titchener, your top 3.
We're still trying to get clarification if Justin Johnson is a real late model stock racer. So here's the thing, Greg. Going back and researching, and there was a race at Carteret County Speedway back in September that I was covering for Speed 51. And he was a driver that was interviewed on the Cars Tour. So I'm going to be blunt. If he finishes in the position of getting the podium finish, I'm just going to ask him. I mean, he's literally got a car that looks exactly like, you know, a race car of Stacy Puryear and Puryear Tank Lines. Can we show the car again, the 44? As we got guys getting in the wave around. There he is. Struggled earlier in the race, Greg. And now he is in a good position to come out here and do something good. Now we just got to define if he's a real late model racer or not. I got a feeling he is. I really do.
See how it goes. They're getting set to come to a green, and there's going to be 20 laps to go exactly when we take this green flag, Wesley. Dalton Tucker, Stephen Evasius, Anthony Titchener, Matt Lovett, Sean Laudison, your top 5.
Ready for the restart. This race about to come back underway. It will be 20 laps to go here at Kentucky. Here we go. And once again, Tucker. It's a good restart over Evasius. Titchener's there, Lovett's there. And away we go again, Greg. Final 20 laps here in the virtual Bluegrass State. We got problems. Oh, it's Justin Johnson spinning on the pit lane. Problems for the 44. Wow.
What in the world happened here? Stay green.
Did he get spun in the grass?
Oh, blew a
Oh,
motor.
he blew up.
Blew the motor
And Wise
right
hit
on the
him from
restart.
behind.
That's not going to help Scott Wise at all, because now he's going to have heavy front end damage. He might be in trouble with that as well. Looked up and saw him spinning on the pit road.
And the reason why we did not throw a caution is because the accident happened on the pit lane. He was on pit road after spinning through the infield grass, Greg, and there was no cars around him.
We stay green, but I'm worried about the 31 of Wise. Let's see, as I believe we are back live. Yes, let's see if we can pick up the 31 of Wise, because he's got a lot of front end damage on the 31 as it is from that earlier incident. Let's see if we can get a look at the nose of that modified right there. Look at the damage on the 31. I'm worried about it, and seeing if it can make it the rest of the way.
How about that? Under 20 to go now. You watch this battle. Hey, somebody mentioned Wall Stadium, home of the Turkey Derby. Yes, sir.
Oh, Jake Fluman looking for second in the 22. He's going to get the spot away at the line. He went from 5th to 2nd in that one lap there, Wesley.
You think Turkey Derby? You think races? I think food. I think Thanksgiving.
Oh, we know
turkey
you like
legs.
food.
I love.
We know you like food.
I hate Christmas. I love Thanksgiving. Well, I take that back. Christmas is just not my favorite year holiday, or I like Thanksgiving
Christmas
more.
a year.
Right. I love giving gifts. Come on, don't even go there with me, producer.
Out for the lead, beginning to heat up. Jake Fluman trying to steal this one here away from Dalton Tucker. In the number 22 as our producer tries to bum $20 off of Wesley Outland. As Jake Fluman going for it here, trying to track down Dalton Tucker.
They can't hear him. Tucker and Fluman. Love it. Thitchner. Evasius. Here we go. I wonder if we're going to get a Christmas bonus from LSR TV, Greg. What do you think?
5 cents.
He said you gave me $20. Side by side for the lead, ladies and gentlemen. And Greg, how about Jake Fluman? Where the hell did he come from? Out of
On the
nowhere.
outside,
Look at this.
nose in front of Tucker. Closing stages, not quite clear just yet. A little bit of a push from Tucker. Fluman with the nose in front. Clear. Jake Fluman leads at Kentucky with less than 15 to go.
Fluman, a driver that barely made it into the playoffs for the Ezra Thunder Pro Series, is now leading the race. Normally, we talk about him. Green, caution, tore up, mechanical failure, caught up in a wreck. He came close a time or two tonight getting involved in one. But Greg, now he is in P1. He's got the afterburners on, and he is not looking back. He is gone to the Bluegrass State virtually as the laps wind down with 13 to go.
Trying to click this one away. 13 to go. And if you're Fluman, you want this thing to stay green as long as you can, because he's got just a little bit fresher tires than Tucker. Behind him, the freshest tires on the racetrack are Brian Wirtz and the number 82, who's mired back in 7th right now, locked in the battle with Evasius and Coates. Those are your freshest tires on the racetrack right now. He is trying to get up there. Fluman hoping this thing stays green because he does not want to give Wirtz a chance to catch back up.
That's right. Making that move. Here he comes. Laps winding down here. It is time to somebody step up and make something happen. And Fluman said, me, I'll do it. Tucker to second. Lovett to third. Here is the 77 machine. Watching this battle inside the top 5. This is Moore and Thitchner and Wirtz off turn 4. 11 to go at Kentucky.
And Fluman, hold on. He's opening it up now over Dalton Tucker in the 2. Lovett in 3rd. Moore and Thitchner. We're going to have a battle here for 4th before too long. Then is Brian Wirtz closing in as well. Wirtz is the one with the fastest or the newest tires on the racetrack right now, but that damage still on the back of the car. What kind of handle effect is that having on the number 82 cars? He gets a run on Thitchner, the 87. 10 laps to go at the line. Jake Fluman just 10 laps away from an Ezra Pro victory at Kentucky.
10 to go. What a show. Fluman, Tucker, Lovett, Moore, Thitchner. It's down to this. And there is Fluman, number 22, the driver for JEK Racing, the Whiskey Oval TV entry in his 2nd season in the number 1 position.
9 laps to go, and Brian Wirtz is kind of stuck behind Thitchner right now. He's going to get a run off of turn number 2. I'm watching the battle right now for the 5th position. There it is, Thitchner and Wirtz. This is for 5th on the racetrack, trying to get up there, but Thitchner able to clear for now. Here comes Wirtz back to the inside.
Oh, yeah. Somebody better do something. They better do it now, because time is running out. It's time to go. You better put that go-go juice to the whip. Look at that machine of Wirtz. He's now in 6th outside the top 5. He's closing in on Thitchner for 5th.
Couple cars on pit road. Wesley, Ryan Nicoletta and Colin Johnston on pit road. Hornets Nest back here, and most of these drivers, including Joshua Saucy, was so strong in the early stages, a lap down here in this one, just trying to fight for it. But Matt Cherry, Sean Lottison, Westerfield, and others, they're all still battling it out for position right now.
What a battle, what a show, what an event. Here they go. Back into 1 and 2.
Fluman just put Casey Gilchrist a lap down into number 26. Remember, Gilchrist not too long ago was up in contention for the race win.
Back into turns number 1 and 2. Here we go again off the corner. Back straightaway, Fluman. Wow, wow, wow. Greg, what an upset it would be for Fluman if he won this race. Normally he struggles. Normally he has bad luck. Playing his cards right. He's in front. Taking advantage of a late race caution. Yes.
5 laps to go, and the gap is growing between himself and the guy he's got to worry about, who is still the 82 of Brian Wirtz, who has not been able to get around Thitchner. And I think that the fresh of the tires are gone. I think the tires have plateaued, which is what Fluman wants to hear. 4 to go at the line.
Those tires plateaued, as you said, and this allows Fluman to lick his chops and pounce and go after it. He is going to be the 2nd different winner in the round of 12 to advance to the round of 8 here for the playoffs. Alec Coates, out of nowhere, upset last Monday night at Vegas, did it. And now, if nothing changes along the way, Jake Fluman will advance into the next round of the playoffs. They come to the line. 3 to go this time by. The hourglass is running short here in the Bluegrass State.
Fluman trying to get up there and take one here from this field. Dalton Tucker, though, beginning to close back in. He shaved a couple tenths off that time. Dalton Tucker trying to get back up and not let this one end just yet. Going to be 2 at the line, and Dalton Tucker just a little bit faster than Fluman right now.
2 to go in car 2. Dalton Tucker, the Thunder Series champion, reeling in Jake Fluman. Fluman still holds his line. He'll stay in position. He will not jump out of line. Jake D. Beat Jake. He's out in front. He's ready to bring this one to the finish and move on to the playoffs in the Ezra Pro Series. Coming out of turn number 4, this time by to the starter stand. The white flag in the air, presented by CRN. 1 to go. Final time around. Jake Fluman looking for a win, an upset win in Kentucky. One more time on the 1.5 miles.
Race is official as the leader took the white flag. Tucker not able to close. He's going to have one more shot to give it all he's got going into turn number 3, but he's going to have to do it now. Fluman just has to give one more turn, and he's got it, Wesley.
For Whiskey Oval TV, you want to talk about upsets. Last week we thought Alec Coates was a wild one, but this is even bigger. Jake Fluman goes to the playoffs and wins Kentucky. He'll move on to the round of 8. Created by Christina 280 winner. It's going to be Jake Fluman. 2nd spot to Dalton Tucker. Another race where he comes so close and comes up short. P2 for car 2. Matt Lovett, the man that dominated the regular season third. Anthony Fitchner. And how about the golf car throwback of Andrew Moore Jr. Greg Rentz, the top 5. Wow.
Great effort by these drivers, but man, oh man, how about it for Jake Fluman getting it done tonight here in Kentucky, capitalizing on some pit strategy, and he gets it done. Believe this is his first Ezra Pro Series victory. What a moment for him.
The celebration continues. Burning them up, lighting them up, setting them down. What a job. Fluman ending here, and the celebration continues still. Let's take a look at your sawblade.com unofficial results. This is Ezra Playoffs Round 2. Jake Fluman with that win will advance in to the round of 8 along with Alec Coates. He's second to Dalton Tucker. Matt Lovett third. Anthony Fitchner fourth. Fifth again to Andrew Moore Jr. What a run. Brian Ward. Stephen Evasius, who gave us a close run there, had to pit, lost momentum, finished his 7th. Vegas winner Alec Coates is 8th. Jim Westerfield 9th. Sean Lottison, your top 10.
Talladega winner Matt Cherry comes home 11th after an up-and-down day with Casey Clark Jr. 12th. Evan Keese fights back to finish 13th. Jake Elrod 14th. Josh Mayu, after his stuff earlier today, finishes 15th. Casey Knighton and Mark Harris and Hank Caston round out the 18 cars on the lead lap. Scott Wise and Joshua Saucy 1 lap down, 19th and 20th.
21st, Casey Gilchrist. Ryan Nicoletta will finish in second, or the 22nd spot. Colin Johnston, 23rd. Justin Johnson, 24th. Still think he's a real late model racer. Michael Woolley, troubles for him in the late rally. 40 laps down in 25th. Edward Jurgen, thought he was going to have a good run till at the end. Then he's going to be 26. Cody Cox, Matt Jorgensen, Trent Barnes, Joshua Johnson, your top 30.
Rounding out field of 33 drivers that started the race are Jason Hand, Jordan Berry, and Art Moline. 33 drivers took the green flag. Wesley, of course, tonight's race was officiated by Kyle Ramsey, Ryan Dipple, and Jason Wiley.
Coming up, interviews with the top 3. And you know Jake Fluman is going to be ecstatic. Coverage on LSR TV and CRN Sports continues post-race for the Ezra Pro Series playoffs. Back with more in a moment. And we welcome you back to the post-race wrap-up here for the Ezra Pro Series. After Kentucky, we're going to knock it off here real quickly because we have another broadcast coming up for another playoff race at 11:15 Eastern. Greg Rentz, Wesley Outland back here with you, and we're going to talk to the third place man, Matt Lovett. Matt, again, so close, but still staying, I believe, with the #1 seed by virtue of points and by consistency. What's your take of Kentucky?
It was a different race for the last 9 weeks we've had. Good race, or for me, terrible race for everybody else. A bunch of wrecks. It was unfortunate. We'll move on to the next one.
Matt, it was quite the night for you here in the number 41. Led some laps, had quite a bit of time to kind of ride around. What was your strategy there on that last restart with everyone on different strategies? And what do you think was going on with the rest of the field moving into that last restart?
You remember that some people's got new tires. Some people the top 3 or so had the oldest tires. I think I was like second down pit road. I was just trying to stay in the top 3. I didn't really care too much about a win. Top 3 is going to hopefully get a championship. So that's all that's going to matter coming in these final playoff races. Just not have to go for the win. Just make sure you're up to the top 3.
All right, Matt, we got to hurry up real quick, but before we do, let you go. Thank your sponsors.
I'd like to thank my spotter for Corey Doss for helping me through those wrecks, my teammates, you guys, admins. Thank you guys.
Matt Lovett continuing that momentum in the playoffs, moving to round number 3. He will finish in the number 3 position here tonight on the podium. Technical issues on the driver, Dalton Tucker, unfortunately unable to grab him for a post-race interview. We tried, but good job for him in second. But finally, to victory lane we go. Jake Fluman. Jake! Oh, man, congratulations to you. This has got to be a special win, my friend. Good job.
Yeah, it is, man. These guys are really fast, man. And it is very hard to win one of these things. It's my first win in 2 seasons. So, it's awesome.
Jake, tell us about the pit strategy there at the end, because you got the lead on the late race restart with 20 laps to go, never looked back. Everyone on different pit strategies there. What was it that got you the win in that one tonight?
Honestly, I had no idea what I was doing out there. I was the last car on the lead lap whenever that last caution flew. My teammate at the time was a lap down. I asked him if the leaders pit, and he told me yes. So when I was trying to catch up back to the pace car, I just went ahead and pit, grabbed my last set of tires because I thought the leaders pit. But luckily, they did not pit, and with 20 laps to go, I had fresh tires, and no one else didn't, and I was just able to drive to the front.
Man, what does it mean to you to win struggles? I mean, ever since we've seen you in these races, you've had problems, struggle, caught up in wrecks, things not of your doing, but you come through and you win. Talk about that strategy, those last 20 laps, take advantage of that last caution to get the lead and never look back, really.
Yeah, the second race of the playoffs, I was a 12th car in to make it into the playoffs, so I just barely made it into this thing. Last race I was racing for the top 5 with about 2-3 laps to go and got caught up in a pretty bad wreck. Ended my night, and then here at Kentucky, I was just able to luckily grab my last set of tires.
Well, bud, congratulations to you. Before we let you go, thank your sponsors, and man, you're on to the next round of the playoffs.
Yeah, much appreciated, guys. JEK Racing with Casey and Ed. Those guys helped me out a lot. Whiskey Oval _TV, and you guys for putting on the broadcast. Thanks for Brandon for putting on this league. It's one heck of a league, and thanks to all these drivers that make it fun.
Jake Fluman, big winner here. Makes it 2 different winners in the playoffs. He will advance into the round of 8 later on after we conclude the round of 12. Next week, the round of 12 continues. Racing rolls on. Of course, all details, again, is, of course, at NoLimitRacing.net for the Ezra Pro Series. Greg, we got to jump off here quickly. Quick turnaround coming up. We've got another playoff race from Charlotte, but quickly, your thoughts on tonight. Jake Fluman winning.
Oh, it was a great one here at Kentucky. A lot of different strategy, and it paid off for Fluman getting that win. You heard him. It's his first win on the Pro Series. Great job for Jake Fluman getting the win here tonight. A breakthrough for him, and hopefully first of many. But, man, it was fun in Kentucky. But, Wesley, we got to hop on the helicopter and head to Charlotte.
Is the virtual ride to Charlotte coming up. And by the way, in closing, again, congratulations to Fluman. The next race will be coming up on November 30th. Remember, we are taking off for the Ezra Pro Series in observance of Thanksgiving holiday. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Have a great time with your family. We'll return to the wild card. That is Talladega on November the 30th. For Charles Wooten in the production chair, for Brandon Fronapple of Ezra, for Greg Rentz, I'm Wesley Outland. Congratulations, Jake Fluman, winner here. God bless from Kentucky. We'll see you soon from Charlotte. LSR TV and CRN Sports coverage of live sim racing.
This broadcast is the copyrighted work of LSR TV and may not be rebroadcast, retranslated, or used in any form without the express written consent of 52 Media LLC and iRacing.com Motorsports Simulations. LSR TV would like to thank you for your support, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast.